Save T'Challa, we need a recast. Chat would agree, and I truly believe that. Stories untold, I pray that we get to unfold. Don't kill him, we don't need to see that. A black man is king, I think that is crucial. If not for the grown-ups, the kids should move you. Representation, let it multiply. Stop telling the stories how legacies die. We can explore the world of Wakanda by addition and not replacement. 1.3 billion, how was that? And I'm making a statement. Being pigeonholed to a role like there could be only one is deflating. Man, it's a mindset that ain't died yet, cause the lack of seeing our faces. Shuri can be the queen of the nation. Women should feast, we want elevation. Now wouldn't it be dope if they rose up together without doing something as cold as erasing them? We got respect for Ryan and Nate. They doing their best, they stuck in the middle, but I hope they think about what is at stake. Don't rush it, but please let the saga continue. Doubling down on Black Death is a trope we no longer want to handle. Wakanda forever, T'Challa forever. It's never been about the man, so what is we saying? This ain't about Phantom and getting my way. It's all for the love, it's not for the hate. No matter what people are trying to say, we cast T'Challa. We cast T'Challa.
Hello, everyone out there. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion. It is your boy B. Avery, aka Sam Wilson, Captain America, coming to save the day to stop Namor from trying to take over our lovely kingdom of Wakanda. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. As you are coming on into the room, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. I would really appreciate it. Also, guys, I just want to I hope you had a great day today. I know that today is not Sunday. This is Saturday. This is part 3 for the Black Panther Wakanda Forever spoilers review. Yes, I did say spoilers, and we're going to get into all that. But of course, you know, I got my regular live that I will be having tomorrow. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But let me start shouting you guys out. And yes, Wakandan Forever. First of all, thank you so much for all your super chats. You didn't send in like 12,000 of them today already. And I don't know why, but for some reason, YouTube removed them. But I did see them. I see that you had a $10 one saying the first Black Panther is my all-time favorite film. And then it says I never, and it cut off. So I'm sorry for that. And then another $5 one. I didn't love it, but I'm still Wakandan to the core, and then it cuts off. And then another $2. Ultimately, they should have recast King T'Challa. So first of all, Wakanda Forever, I just want to say thank you. I did see those super chats. I don't know why YouTube took it away from me not to put it up on the screen, but I didn't want you to think that you were forgotten or anything like that. But let me go ahead and start shouting you guys out. We have Blue City Sports in the building. In my opinion, I really enjoy Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Samantha, hey, how you doing? What's going on? SJ Evans, thank you so much for being here. Zia Latrice in the building, OG moderator, thank you so much for being here, Zia. I appreciate it. ER's grandpa, hey, what's going on? Also have Soto, and I got another super chat from the Wakanda Forever. I will get to that one, but let me shout everybody out. SJ Evans in the building, hey, what's going on? Also have a Mark guy. What's up, B. Avery? Hey, thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. Mama Avery in the building. Hello, Mom. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm in a cool tone. Thank you for being here. We got Tasha Jones in the building. Von Joyner, D. Weave, ER's grandpa, and B. Picasso. Thank you all so much for being here. I really, really do appreciate it. I see that we have 93 people watching right now. Hopefully we can get 93 or at least 100 thumbs up. But guys, again, if this is your first time here, please subscribe. But this is the Black Panther Wakanda Forever spoilers review part 3. I had part 1 drop on Thursday evening with myself and Elliot with Movie Files and Eman with Eman's movie reviews. And then the next day I had part 2 with my homeboy Malcolm that I started my channel with a number of years ago. And now we are here for part 3. Who am I going to do it with? Well, you guys may know. We can start talking about that right now. But let me go ahead and do that real quick.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Well, yes, guys, you know what that means. I have my guests backstage, and I'm very, very, very excited to hear what they have to say about this movie. And I'm bringing them on right now. Coming to the stage.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
Miss Kimberly Currin from Southern California. Hello, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Hello, good sir. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. I love the energy you're bringing in.
Wakanda forever.
Yes, yes, yes. But y'all, of course, this is Miss Kimberly Currin right here. You can follow her on social media. Her information is on the screen in the description box of this video and also on my channel tab. And guys, I want to let you know as well, this if you don't want to do just the YouTube videos, I do have an audio only version of this podcast that will be available about 10 or 20 minutes after the show, coming to you live right now, of course, on YouTube and Twitch. But all of these platforms right here will be available for you. But yes, Kim, she stated that she's seen, my opinion and all of that good stuff. But I have no idea how she feels about this movie. I don't know if she likes the movie. I don't know if she hates the movie. I don't know if she thinks it's the best thing since Citizen Kane. Who knows? But we're going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it. But I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Do you have any any thoughts you want to get out there before we dive deep into this film, ma'am? Or you ready to go? Go ahead.
I
go ahead.
do, and I have to apologize, but thank you for your grace. I wanted to just say, yesterday, my baby sister got married, so congratulations to Josh and Courtney Santibanez.
Nice, nice.
I'm so proud of her, and they're wonderful. And I just had to say that because she's a great mom, and she's my baby sister. And congratulations. So,
well, shout out to you, baby sister, out there if you're watching, and congratulations. I'm super duper happy for you. But yes, you ready to get into this, ma'am?
Okay. Bro, let's do this. I have so much to say.
Okay.
I have so much to say.
And guys, again, this is spoilers. We're gonna spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. And actually, real quick, before we get started, let me grab. I just see that people are just so lovely, blessing us with these super chats. Let me go ahead and grab them real quick. We got another one from Wakanda Forever. Tribute was great. Queen Mother stole the show. Namor was good. Didn't need Agent Ross and Ironheart. Marvel just doesn't feel as special anymore. Wow. Thank you for Wakanda Forever for the follow, the super chat. We're definitely going to be getting into that because I may agree with you on some things there where we're definitely going to see how Kim feels. Also, the Wakanda Forever, I needed to vent, a lot to process. Thanks. You're very welcome. Yeah, I needed to vent too. If y'all saw my out of theater reaction, I was pretty heated. And we also have Cat Harlem. Overall, $9.99. I enjoyed Black Panther 2. I'm not happy about the Queen's death. I was also hoping the brother from Black Adam with the wings would be the new T'Challa. Talking about that Alvis Pod. Yes. But for those super chats, I want to thank y'all so much. I really do appreciate it. And we're gonna start it like this.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. Okay.
Thank y'all for those super chats. Really do appreciate it. Also, to all my moderators out there, please. It's so appropriate right now. Protect the chat as best as you can. And I don't know, Kim, it's me and you right now. I don't know if we're going to be joined by anybody else, but just in case, Ron Burgundy, I do need your help.
If I'm gonna do this, I'll need my news team at my side. News team, assemble! News team, assemble!
Thank you, Ron Burgundy. I do appreciate it. I don't know if Larry heard that, but hey, he better bring his behind in here because I want to know how Mr. Larry feels. But no, if he's busy, he's busy. But yeah, Kim, the floor is yours, ma'am. You had some commentary right before we got started. I'm kind of interested in what you were saying, but you can just let us know whatever you want to right now. What was your expectations? Did you like the movie? I mean, the floor is yours, and we can start getting into this. But yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Well, first, I want to be delicate because this isn't just a movie. This isn't just a sequel, another pinch in the franchise. Really, I'm going to go Fast and the Furious. This was about family. Okay, this was family. You know me, my energy is humorous. I try to be humorous as much as I can. That's just my energy. But I want to be delicate because this really was quite a memorial. And I feel a little strange, and I just want to let people know I'm humorous with the way I talk about things, but I do want to be respectful because it kind of feels like criticizing someone's memorial. Like, oh, they plan going up yonder again. Like, I feel so weird commenting on criticisms because this was more than a movie. Because when Black Panther first came out, and when I refer to my boys, I have no kids, I'm talking about my nephews. My boys come in all colors. My boys are blonde hair, blue eyes. My boys are half Mexican. My boys are black and beautiful. All my boys are beautiful. And I remember when Black Panther came out, all of them were so excited. He was so unique. Going into Africa, going into this land of Wakanda. No, people, you can't go to Southwest and request tickets to Wakanda. It's not real, but it's based in Africa. The kids were so excited. And when we saw the movie, the first thing they were asking is, can we see it again? Can we see it again? Can we see it again? And I remember at the end of the first movie, turning to one of the boys and saying, I can't wait to see the next one. And unforeseen, who would have thought we'd be here like this? Wow, this is just so different. And I got to tell you, when the trailer for this movie came out, I've never had tears like shoot out of my eyeballs before. Really? I was like, oh, like it was so emotional and it was so beautiful. And I was just really ready, not just to see the movie, but aside from the friends and family of the hero, Chadwick Boseman, as the Marvel fan community, as the Black Panther community, we have been in a grieving process too. At no way as close to those who are his colleagues, his friends, his family, his wife. Right. But in terms of the Marvel community, those who connected beyond the character of T'Challa, who connected with Chadwick, we've been going through our own separate and lesser form of grief. So this wasn't just a movie to be like, oh, get some popcorn, I like it. It really was an opportunity to process our emotions. With that said, overall, I like the movie, but I have some very serious issues with the story choices, with the writing, and with the VFX. I have some serious bones to pick with the VFX. Really? So I really do, and I'm really not happy about a few things.
Well, okay.
So
I'm definitely curious.
But overall, it was interesting, and overall, the boys did turn to me, who they're now teenagers, and they were like, the story. I like the story, and I was like, you know what? I like the story too. I have some issues, but for what they were given, I feel like they did the best they could. But I also feel like I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the decision-making room. Because you know how it said, you know, everyone gets to attend, but not everyone gets a vote. I feel like there were some decisions made possibly by some people that shouldn't have had the opportunity to vote. Because there were some things in there that I felt like, okay, this was Ryan Coogler's decision. I wasn't in the room. And then there were some things where I was like, now who up and rose their hand and said, let's do this?
Right, right.
Who did that? Because we need to have a conversation.
Definitely. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put a pin in it right there that we need to have a conversation about these decisions, whether who put the hand up. I just want to grab these super chats real quick from Chris Sims. We got $15. You guys are being so generous today. Thank you so much. Haven't seen the movie yet. Oh, this is spoilers, but I feel y'all from Candyman and Aquaman will make a good T'Challa. Hi Kim, I got you. A lot of people are wanting Yaya. He's going to be Wonder Man, you know. But yeah, he would have been a great choice. But thank you, Chris Sims, for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Also have another one for Wakanda Forever. Okay, B, last one. Thank you. You've given enough. Excuse me, it felt like going from watching Superman to Supergirl, and Superboy showed up at the end. Woo! But I'm still Wakandan for life. I'm not mad at you, Wakanda Forever, for that. That's a good little analogy. Like I do appreciate that. Thank you for the super chats, plural. I appreciate it. And last one, Dan the Man, $2. Thank you so much. I was shirtless on the left in the funeral scene. I am going to go back and check that out, Dan the Man, because I think you mentioned that a week or two ago on Eman, and we was like, hey, timestamp. So that's what's up right there.
He was an extra?
I'm assuming so.
Let me tell you something.
The funeral scene. Yeah, go ahead.
Dan the Man, let me congratulate you. My first few years of acting, I did a lot of background work in central casting, and as extras, we all know that moment where you're like, okay, be cool, but the camera's on you. And I would just love if I could just get like my 2 seconds. Like, congratulations to you, man. I've been there, and to get in the scene and to be able to say that, hey, good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yes, that is awesome. And Dan the Man, thank you so much. I appreciate all the super chats, guys. Thank you. Yes! All right, Miss Kimberly, let's do this. You said that there was some lingering questions that you had about some decisions that they made creatively. What were 1 or 2 or 3 of those things? I am dying to know, ma'am.
First of all, the decision to be so meta, if that's the word, there's so much creativity that we could have had with T'Challa's death. In terms of the obvious in the room was this story could have taken place during the blip.
Right.
And I feel like there could have been something interesting, for example, in Endgame, when Hawkeye and She-Panther, when Hawkeye and Scarlet, oh my God, help me. Why am I blanking?
Black Widow?
Thank you. When they went to Vormir, and she actually had to give her life, and they couldn't get past the stones. There was nothing they could do to bring her back. Okay? I feel like you have the ancestral planes. You could have played with some rules in the ancestral plane. Now, I know a lot of people of you are shouting and going, hello, Kim, at the end of Endgame, T'Challa was the first one through the circle, so obviously we know he came back. I get that, but what if we played with, like, you get one more chance to go back to Earth, and you get one last thing you can do? What would you do? And then you have to come back to the ancestors. I would fight. And then he goes back because there's rules on the ancestral plane. I just feel like with the tribal nature of the story, there's something else we could have done. Given the fact that Chadwick Boseman himself kept his cancer a secret, I feel like he didn't really want that to be stamped upon the story. You know what I'm saying? He didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, that bothered me too when Shuri had that line of dialogue saying, yeah, he fought this alone and came to me at the end. That was a little too close to home for me.
It was way too close to home. You had so many other liberties you could have taken. Something else could have happened on his way back. Just something with Namor. Something interesting with Namor. Why are we so close to what actually happened? It was too close to what actually happened. And I say that with grace because, again, I wasn't in the room. I really didn't like that. I really didn't like that they pulled so much from real life. It's already the real life part already ripped our hearts out. And let me remind you, because not you, but I'm just speaking of the space.
I got you.
Let's remind ourselves that Shuri had to lose Chadwick. Excuse me, but that's the problem. Shuri had to lose T'Challa, and his mother had to lose him 3 times, I believe. Because in Black Panther, when he was thrown over the waterfall, they thought he was dead. He came back.
Right.
When he got dusted, I don't know if Ramonda got dusted too, but lost him. And now we're losing him again. We have lost him like Vision so many times.
Right, exactly.
I don't like how they did that. Okay.
Were you emotional doing this at all? Doing your viewing? No, I'm sorry, I
had my tissue. No, I had my tissues ready because I thought I was going to cry through the whole thing. However, I was like eyes wide open, like, where are we going? What are we doing? What are we doing? I actually didn't cry. I cried at the end, but I thought I was going to cry through the whole thing. I thought it was going to be like the first time I saw The Passion of the Christ with Jim Caviezel, the credits were rolling, and I was like, do that? Like, I was just already crying, and the movie hadn't even started. I thought I was going to be like that with this. I only cried at the end, but the way he left us as T'Challa, I didn't like that. There were some things I did like, but I just too close to home. I don't know if you want me to wait or list everything I had issues with.
Well, no, let me jump in here real quick.
Okay,
one of the things that bothered me the most, that I was furious. I damn near walked out the movie theater, the auditorium, is the death of Queen Ramonda.
I was okay. Good. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you gave permission.
That was insane to me. Like, why would you do that? That's the last thing I think I would bet my firstborn, like, oh, they would never kill the queen. They could have put her in a coma, have her be severely injured, but to kill her on top of the real death of T'Challa, that is wild. And
I really want to know,
upsetting. And
I don't say this with vengeance in my heart. I don't say I want to know who did that so I can steal their lunch money. That's not what I'm saying. I would love to have a conversation.
Yes.
Why would you kill her? For several reasons. First, we're all grieving. We're not just watching as fans. We're all in some sort of grieving process. Whether you saw the first one and liked it, or I saw Black Panther, I think I've probably seen it about 9 to 12 times. Why would you kill her?
Right.
And in terms of the whole story as a whole, you could have had her be unconscious and floating and had one of the they're not Atlanteans. What are we calling them? Talokans. Thank you so much. You could have had one of them put the face thing on her, take her underwater, and had some sort of time clock of Namor going, you have 8 hours.
Hey,
or
that
else
works.
I'm taking this off and she's gone. And that would have been so intense. That would have built up so much suspense. That would have added so much urgency, which, by the way, I feel like urgency was something that was missing out of the tension of this film with the villain. I feel like that was missing. There was an energy missing from this film. And I believe it was urgency because there was no real clock. With Endgame, it was like, hurry, he's going to get one more stone, Infinity War. They could have used that to add that missing tension of my mother's underwater. They're going to take off her air in 4.5 hours. Now we have 2 hours. Now we have 50 minutes, guys. Why didn't we do that? I'm very upset about that. And also going forward, if she's busy, in terms of actual filming, because I know you guys were talking about that. Look, going forward, you can just have her a little bit because they needed her and she stepped up to the plate for Wakanda Forever. But in the future, you don't have to, we don't need too much of Ramonda's time.
Right.
But this strong Nubian, I don't know if she's Nubian, but this Black queen, why did you just cut her short like that? I'm very, very upset about that. Brandon, I'm very upset about that.
I feel you.
Angela
I love
Bassett deserves And mind you, I'm not about to start reaching and be like, they killed her because she was black. Look, for all, like, I watched your review. I watched the spoiler the other day. Excuse me, sorry. I'm using my computer camera for the first time and I didn't turn off my notification. I'm not going to say, oh, they killed her because she's a strong black woman. For all I know, Angela Bassett's like, look, I got another movie coming up. I really don't have time to commit. So I'm not going to place blame on anybody. I'm just saying we could have worked something out to keep her in there.
1,000,000%. It broke my heart. It crushed me. I just don't understand. And what's crazy is she was the best in the movie too. You know, so to have that ripped away because she did such a gosh darn great job. You know,
and at the end there could have been a scene if you kept her alive and she was ransomed. Okay, let's say she was ransomed. Let's say that plot point was great. At the end, she could have had a really great speech to her daughter about leadership and stepping into a role, about overcoming grief, because I do love that narrative between the mother and daughter through the film about overcoming grief and losing yourself. And I do later want to talk about Shuri's transition. But there could have been this last really great monologue. I saw one more monologue for her. When she died, and I saw her floating, one of the things I thought was, I feel Angela Bassett, this woman, the younger generation, I had to explain to my boys about her catalog of work because they were like, she's cool. Where's she from? I'm like, first of all, let's talk about Boys in the Hood. And when you're old enough, we can watch that movie. But secondly, if anybody has never seen What's Love Got to Do with It?
Yeah.
For me, that like to Denzel, how he got the Oscar for a movie that was like, okay, she should have gotten an Oscar for that. She was nominated. She should have gotten an Oscar for What's Love Got to Do with It. If you've never seen it before, do yourself a favor watching her as Tina Turner. Oh my gosh, this woman needs her Oscar, okay? But there was one more good monologue there. I'm very displeased with that, Brandon.
Yeah. Me too. I was displeased with a number of things in this film. I didn't hate the movie. I still enjoyed it overall. There's still a lot to love. There's a lot to like, but there's also some things that I have a strong disdain for. Blazing TV, B. Everett, I would like to hear from you too, brother. Please jump in and give your opinions. So yeah, the Angela Bassett death thing was
unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary, and they could have done a ton of other things around that. But to have 2 deaths in the movie was just a bit insensitive, in my opinion, and made me physically sick damn near. But at the same time, Angela Bassett, she was the best in the film to me. She best performance. She looked the greatest. You know, some people are saying that she may deserve an Oscar nomination. If so, I wouldn't be mad at that at all, because I thought she was absolutely phenomenal.
If she had one more monologue, it would be undeniable.
Right. The way that she flexed on at the meeting, the United Nations meeting at the very beginning, you know, not my favorite scene. I will get to my favorite, but one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. I mean, just so cool, calm, and collected. Like, look, we don't trade vibranium, not because
boss lady,
but because of you and you some hypocrites, because we're sending a file to your mobile devices and you can look at your man and you right here getting all mad with your butt face, you know, hurting, you know, but we got your guys tied up right here. And if you do this again, you're threatening.
Called them out, snatched them up, and then brought them in there like,
right.
And I got the people who did, come, open the door. See this?
Perfection.
Yeah, that scene, the way, and the way it was cut together as well was beautiful. Very cinematic. I love that.
Yes, I love that too. And so, to be honest with you, I really did enjoy the entire first act of the movie. I really didn't have the way it started, especially the second time coming around. You know, Chadwick Boseman's passing did resonate with me a bit more. I was not emotional either time I saw the film, but the way they had his casket go up into the ship and everybody like this, the camera panning up, I was like, damn, that was pretty nice. So cool, a great job there. And then we got the introduction to Aneka, the new Wakandan, the Dora Milaje. Well, I have some commentary about her.
I got stuff to say about that.
Yeah, we can get to that a bit later. But yeah, you're right. The way they cut this in, the whole first act was phenomenal. And so I'll get to some more details here in a second, but let me grab some super chats because those are coming in fast and furious. Yes, that was a little corny, but hey, I like it. I like it.
Because this is family, Brandon.
Yes,
That's
yes.
why.
Let me see here. Oh, wait. Okay, okay. No, I got that one. I was shirtless on the left. Oh, no, I got that. Okay. Chris Sims, $5. My bad, B. Avery, just wanted to tap in on the live for spoilers. Going to see it tomorrow. Oh, you good, man? No need to apologize, but or say that. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hold on. Do I have anything nice to yeah.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Oh.
Thank you so much, Chris. I do appreciate it. Next one, we have Rich Flicks 999. Props to Ryan for sneaking the Haitian revolutionaries into the film. I love it. Long last, Dessalines and Toussaint. Yes. I learned about them in the Tariq Nasheed documentary, 1804, The Hidden History of Haiti. But I loved it as well. And Rich, thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it.
Oh, I missed that. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. Kev Z247. Imagine making a movie where Superman died by falling off a horse and breaking his neck. Then a movie called Metropolis Forever featuring Supergirl. Man, y'all are knocking them out the park. I got you, Kev. I see where you're coming from. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Thank you. Also, Terivio 199. Thank you so much. I never liked Namor. He killed the queen. Hey, that's a good enough reason for me. Namor was a badass, but damn, he did kill the queen. But thank you so much to Reveal. I do appreciate it. Thank you. And also, Christopher Burke, $7. The plot of the movie lacked a true villain. In the original Black Panther, Killmonger and Claw were well-developed villains you wanted to hate. Yeah. I'm also mad that they killed Claw, and I'm not the biggest fan of killing characters. That's just kind of bothering me. But we got the and thank you for the super chat, Christopher. I do appreciate it. But we got the opening scene with Chadwick, and then it transitioned over
to Chadwick. I like that. You said to Chadwick.
My fault. Stop it. We got the opening scene with the tribute to Mr. Boseman, and then we got the introduction of.
Did you like that it was silent, Brandon? Let me ask you.
I did. That was nice. That was cool.
Beautiful. It was striking.
How did you feel about the introduction of the Talokans when they attacked the CIA base, the drill, when they was trying to? How did you feel about that?
That was the scene right there.
Yes, it was a highlight for me.
I really liked that a lot. I liked that they kind of took that mythology of like sirens.
Yes.
That sing mermaids, that sing like they kind of took that mythology. I loved it because at first I was like, I didn't know what they were doing. I was like, I like Lake Bell. I like that they had her in there. A lot
of people were happy with her.
Yeah, I really like her a lot. So when I saw her, I was like, "Ooh, I like her in the MCU. Let's do this." But then she was gone, and that's okay. But that was the scene, man, and really showing how strong they are. And I want to give a shout out to the sound design. Something I really loved, and we had this. I don't want to jump too much, but we had this on the bridge fight scene where you had the Talokan. Talokan, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The Talokan guy fighting, and he had that water thing over his mouth. The sound design, at one point, I even closed my eyes because I was like, oh, this is interesting. Hold on. And I was like, oh, yeah, I like that. It had that muffled, yes, this guy's
Atuma.
Freaking Atuma, my dude.
Yeah.
It had this underwater guttural sound, but I could still make out what he was saying. But then when it was going back and forth in the dialogue, the sound was really cool. And I just want to shout out the sound department because sometimes those guys get kind of swept to the side. But really, that's why sound's so important. Sound editing in a movie is because to make me believe it. Because that sound, it was odd. It made me believe these people are from the ocean and they're fighting. I love that.
I did too. He made a badass interest every time he popped on the scene, especially at the beginning. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how strong they are. I know that their skin is much thicker than us, because they're at the depths of the ocean, and so all that pressure and for hundreds of years or however long they've
Yeah.
been down there is going to intensify them. But bullets was, and they have vibranium too. I'm assuming, like
It,
Namor does, maybe, but
yes.
bullets were bouncing off of them. But sometime they were falling from the bullets. Sometime they were taking them. Some they got stabbed, and
That was inconsistent.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was definitely an inconsistency. By the way, I love that line of if you go down into the water, the pressure will crush every bone. Just wear a suit.
I hated that. I
I
hated that.
actually love that.
I hated that. I'm
I
glad
was
you
like,
brought it up too,
what are you
because
gonna do? And he's like,
that
wear a
it
suit.
ruined the tension for me.
Oh, it did.
Created,
Oh.
but also okay, sure. So Shuri was the first person from the service to ever be down there in Talokan, correct?
Shuri and Riri.
Okay, Shuri and Ree were the first
Yeah.
people from the surface. So why do they have a suit in the first place? Why
Well,
are they giving tours to
no, you know
service
why?
people?
They stole it. Because remember when they showed the machine that was detecting the vibranium, you had those two astronauts, you had those two
Okay,
divers that had the suit. Because remember, the girl turned around because the suit was detached
right.
and she was screaming, and that's how Lake Bell's character knew, like, what happened? Where'd they go? And she's like, he's
You're right.
gone. The girl was in the suit. So they did away with her and they kept the suit. That suit, that
I
was the
got you.
second time it appeared. So the
I
suit,
got you.
yeah,
I
it
got
was
you. I got
already,
you.
they just stole it. It's like Little Mermaid. Look at these things.
You right. Okay. Because I was thinking about that today. I'm like, what's up, Mara? How you doing? I loved it. It was perfect. She loved it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Because I was thinking about that today a couple of hours before. I was like, wait a minute. Why? I mean, if did they, I was thinking, did they give tours before? But they said that was the first
Sure.
time. So I
I
don't
like
know.
the
But
wind thing he created.
yes, that was
That
nice.
I
That was pretty cool.
liked, and I gotta
That was pretty
say,
cool.
I really was interested to see DC versus Marvel, how they would show a whole people underwater
Hmm.
without competing with Aquaman. And because there's those crossovers because it's happened in the history of Marvel and DC. There's a long history of the crossing over of characters and powers and villains. Wow, isn't that striking? He looks so great there.
You like
That
that?
looks freaking amazing. He looks so great, and his earrings are dope.
Right.
But um, DC versus Marvel, I was like, oh, how are they going to do the underwater? I really like that they didn't make it bright and neon like Aquaman.
Really,
I
I feel different.
I actually like that because with Aquaman, for some reason, all the neon lights and like you see on the Discovery Network, those documentaries on going deep, deep, deep into the ocean. That it's a carnival down there. You have jellyfish that got freaking orange and yellow lights going around. But for some reason, I feel like the kind of muted coloring, and it was very dark. I feel like it really worked for the Talokan people. I
I
don't
got
know
you.
why. It just really felt very lived in, very real, very okay. If these people had to evolve underwater, this is how it would be. I liked it. I liked that it was nothing like the Atlanteans from DC.
I feel you. I mean, they get a point there for being different, and it doesn't bother me, but I'm still just kind of why they had to change it from Atlantis to Talokan just because they didn't want to compete with DC or be confused. But I think people would have been
But
able to
also,
make a
I
difference.
think it made the indigenous storyline better to
Possible,
not
yeah.
just be we're mermaids. It was like no, like this is how we started, and we kind of live the same underwater as we did on land. I actually like that how that tied in.
I will say I think DC or Aquaman won as far as the visuals. I liked it a
Oh
lot
yeah.
better. One of my complaints was, I mean, you said you liked it dark. It was just a little too dark for me.
I felt like
But
it just worked for this film, yeah. But yeah, I agree with you that it could have been a little lighter in
okay,
terms of the actual tone. But I like that it wasn't like Aquaman in that it was blue, pink, purple, green. you know, like that.
So how did you feel about the culture they had, and you know, the Aztec Mesoamerican, you know, that origin story? Oh, you didn't. I thought you was gonna be happy. It didn't work for you.
No, I don't think you can hear me. I said I loved it.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm
Great.
saying I loved it. I really loved the representation there. The colors, I love costume departments on films, costume designers. I love pulling from real cultures and making up a people, making up a village, making up a civilization. I thought it was so beautiful and rich. I actually would have liked just 60 seconds more of the life of the villagers. I just 60 seconds. I mean, a minute can do a lot. And especially when we're talking about explaining the origins. I just wanted 60 seconds more to see how they lived. And I thought it was very interesting the way they showed kind of their own version of the heart-shaped herb. Like, yeah, when we take this, it changes us too. I thought it was really beautiful and really cool. I love the costume design. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Okay. I have a ton more questions, but we got some more super chats. Ashura, I am disgusted by Kugler using my country.
What does that mean?
I was disgusted by Kugler using what country? Do you mean Haiti? Let me know. Talokans blue on surface, but human underwater. Thank you for the $2 super chat. How would a human underwater? Do you know what they mean?
I did notice the color. I think in terms of, and I have to say, I want to do a rewatch. I think I'm going to see it again tomorrow. Under the water, I don't think they were blue, if I remember correctly. But when they came to the surface, their skin was blue. If I'm remembering correctly, but I don't know, because when they were fighting on the ship, they were blue. I'm going to have to see a rewatch too.
Yeah, I'm thinking. You say yes about their country, and you got another one here, another $2. Thank you. Talokans was weak as hell, not super, but MCU. I thought they were pretty strong, you know. But
I just think that it was inconsistent.
Yes, definitely inconsistent, But sure, thank you so much for the super chats. I really do appreciate all that. And like Callaway said, smash that like button, smash the like button. Can we? We got 240 people watching. How many thumbs up do we have right now? Do we have 1 million? That would be lovely. Now we got 143. Can we get 200? Can we get up to 200?
Guys, let's get the math. It's a click. It's a click.
Yes, here's a little thumbs up, you know, dance music for you. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button. But yeah, going back to the origin of the Talokans and their introduction, you know, them doing the chant and them diving off of the deck to their deaths, that was very terrifying. And so fantastic right there. Also, you know, it's kind of cool seeing Shuri in the lab. You know, she's not answering her phone from her mom, and you know, she's, you know, really into her work. How did you feel? I don't know if I want to say this now. Well, I'm trying to think about. Go ahead. I want to hear your commentary on Aneka, the new Dora Milaje young lady with the daggers, where Koya was like, "Wait a minute, where your spear? You got these daggers. Where's your spear?" How'd you feel about her?
Oh, the setup trope. Oh, how we love to set up. It's both a blessing and a curse, because some of the coolest MCU moments have come when during the film or during a show, there's a really cool tie-in that's kind of giving you, that's kind of why we fell in love with the end credit scenes, right? Of the MCU. That's why we all wait after all the people that just don't know get up and walk out. We're like, yeah, you don't even know how exciting it's about to be. It's kind of one of those reasons we love it. But the downside is that tactic has turned into this frustrating, I'm just going to drop this person right here so you watch on Disney Plus. Like,
yeah,
I don't like that. I feel like if obviously you're setting her up for something else. Michaela Cole, you know, she had a very interesting series on HBO. She's really, really good actress, great writer. To me, I was like, you should have given her just a little bit something more to do. I know that she has a further storyline for the Disney Plus show. Okay, it's a setup, but I just feel like give her just something a little bit more to do. Even if it was she walked in at the moment Ramonda was knocked over by the water and grabbed her hand, but then a wave came and she lost her. Just give her a little bit more something to do. For those who aren't familiar with her as an actress, they're to them, she's just another Dora Milaje, right? But for people who know like that she's like a notable actress, you're like, why is she here? I just had this feeling of, okay, why is she here? Why is she here? What are you gonna do? Are you this? Are you that? Like I saw the little thing at the end, like, okay, but I'm very frustrated in this whole trope of setting up other things because what it does is it waters down the story at hand. It puts someone there that shouldn't be there right now. Or if you are going to put them there, give me some punch. Give me a really good reason. Give me. She was wasted. Michaela Cole was wasted here. Give me something to make me sit back and go, now who's this? And when the movie's over, go, who was that? Who was the chick? Give me some mystery. But she was just a new kid on the block.
She should not have been in this movie at
what?
all.
For what?
Yeah, there was no point of her. Also, I want to know, were they trying to hint that she had a relationship with Okoye at the end?
Yes.
Oh,
not Okoye, with Ao.
Okay, Ao. Okay,
Ao.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they were. Because
Okay.
I think she called her my love. She said, she kissed her on the forehead and then she said, thank you, my love. Or something.
The only thing that bothered me about that was I thought it was Okoye.
No.
But if it's Ao, that's fine. The reason I was Okoye because I was like, well, your husband is still in jail. Are you still married? And I don't know. But if it was the other lady, then that's
you know that divorce went through so fast.
Possibly. I got comments there.
I got
go
stuff
ahead.
to say about that. No,
but before also who should not have been in the movie on top of Michaela Cole, Aneka, is Riri Williams. She should not have been in the movie either. Now, I was very annoyed with Riri the first time I saw the film.
You were.
The second time, I liked her, but I still feel that she made the film overstuffed and bloated and took away screen time from another established character that has been in the MCU, aka M'Baku. But before I just talk about M'Baku, how did you feel about Riri? The whole Ironheart thing, her introduction. You know, I like the fact that she was able to go to school and get, hey, you didn't Venmo me my money.
I love
and
that.
all of that. You know, we had some comedy in there. Also, we can talk about the drip because when Shuri and Okoye popped up, my homeboy Malcolm and Park.
Oh, get it, girl. Go ahead with your glasses, girl.
Fly, but we got this introduction to Riri, and so I'm imagining that you're gonna push back a little bit. That's wonderful. But how are you feeling about Riri and her involvement in this movie? I just thought she didn't need to be here.
Very happy she was in the film.
Okay.
Very happy she was in the film. I feel like they really found it was a good excuse for her to be in the film. The fact that she was tinkering with things and kind of out of junk parts made this detector of vibranium. I like that because that gave her a real reason that I want this scientist. Well, this scientist is a kid that gives me a pull to protect her. This scientist is not some well-established superhero that can take. She's not Bruce Banner. She's not the scientist that's rocking it in the lab and can smash. She's a freaking kid. I like that she was in here. I feel like they really did a good job of placing the storyline of why she's in here well. I did not walk away going, cool, Riri Williams. Why is she here? Like, I was really like, okay, you're the one that made this machine that's pissing everyone off. All right, okay. And by the way, I just love the actress. I love the casting. Dominic Thorne. I'm so excited to see more of this young lady. With all that said, I like all those things. What I don't like is the fleshing out of that storyline. I feel like they should have made her 17 or 16. I know in the comics.
Somebody else said that too.
And yeah, in the comics, she's 15 going to MIT. Which that has happened, and those kids are freaking brilliant. Any kid that does that's amazing, which is why I like young geniuses. They do exist among us, and they're amazing. I wanted her to be younger, and I feel like the actress herself she couldn't have played 15, but she could have played 16 or 17. Actually, 17 would have been fine with me. But and I know you guys are like, oh, what's 2 years make? A hell of a lot of difference when you're talking about more storyline. I feel like I would have liked a little bit more nervousness from her. I love the scene with the fan and the stereo where she threw it and she's like, oh, you're just gonna cut it in half. I love that scene. I love that she was very sure of herself. I absolutely loved when Okoye walked out of her bathroom.
Okay.
I love that part. Oh, he's gonna be in my bathroom. Like, I thought that was a cool scene. But what bothered me is she didn't feel new to this enough. She didn't feel that she should have been more wide-eyed, more nervous, more, oh my God, this is over my head. Look, guys, I just tinker. Look, I make stuff out of junk. Like, like even in the comics, like when she makes her suit, like, yeah, she like has this independence about her, but the naivete was missing. She was a little too, it was too soon for her to be so sure of herself.
I like that last part you said. I feel you. I love the passion. I'm glad that you were tickled, by her throwing the fan or the radio in the room. I did think it was badass when Okoye pulled out the spear, just like and sliced it. That was lovely. But I was just so annoyed initially, like, why are you reacting this way? You know that Okoye is with Shuri right here, and you're just freaking out like, nah. It was just a bit extra to me, but
it was. That's where the naivete could have come in. That whole like, oh my gosh, because I like right when she opened the door. Wait, you're the princess. Oh my gosh, that energy should have stayed.
Yeah. Yes.
Well into that. That should have stayed until the water burst through the windows with Ramonda. And then once she survived that, then she could have earned a little more, oh, I just survived this craziness. Okay, now I got to get my head together. That, oh my gosh, you're the princess. Are you taking me, Wanda?
Like that.
You've recruited me. Oh my God.
Like that.
I should have stayed longer.
True. I wish that she would have, we just would have got her in a Disney Plus show. Somebody's leaving a comment now, like there was barely any mention of Tony Stark, where she gets her inspiration from. And that's something I was looking forward to. You also made a comment saying that they had a good reason for her to, be in the story. I agree with you initially. But she's the one that designed the machine to detect the Wakandan metal across the world. Anybody could have done that, though. It didn't have to be her.
It didn't have to be her, but I felt like it was decent placement.
It was.
But there was a disconnect of, she should have said something like, because she did mention, I made this for a class. She should have mentioned, and I was pissed when it got stolen. Oh, that's where it ended up. Instead, because the people that were using it were an established government agency. So obviously they stole it. Obviously her professor made a few calls and said, this project is actually revolutionary. There should have been a little, that's what happened to my machine. Oh no, I started a war. There could have been more story there.
I agree. Well, it could have been a lot more. I wish it would have picked up in the Disney Plus show. I'm gonna say why in just a second. Let me just grab some of these super chats real quick. Is that cool? Ashura, they gave Okoye all of Ayo's spot with Aneka. That I do agree with that. Thank you, Ashura. I appreciate it. We also have Mellow Kid 91 $9.99. Thank you. Very interesting. The Queen was willing to risk Nakia to get Shuri. Yes, we're gonna talk about that. What if she died? Yep. There could have been a possibility of repeating the Killmonger situation with the Sant. In my opinion, that is a good observation, Mellow Kid 91. I will talk about that specifically. That's in my notes here. So, but thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Also have Mr. Doug 41 $10. Marvel's underwater city felt more realistic than the DC one in Aquaman. I ain't mad at you. It's like the classic rock versus pop music. Good analogy. Guess I like Marvel's vision better. Love, Namor. Nice super chat. Nice comment. Thank you, Mr. Doug. I'm not, hey, that's your preference. It's all subjective, but I'm glad you like it more. And Shuri again, $2. Wow, Riri is a bore. Why build an Iron Man suit? Well, that's I guess that could be confusing to some people if they don't know who she is.
They should,
She does have kind of like an Iron Man inspiration or tie-in, which wasn't really addressed. It was like one brief line of dialogue. And so the reason why I say that she should not have been in the film, her and Nakia, is I feel like that screen time should have went to another character, Mr. M'Baku. That's
Okay.
not M'Baku. Mr. M'Baku took a back seat in this movie, and it bugged the crap out of me. And they said that he was going to be getting more screen time, that he was going to have an expanded role.
That. Yeah, I remember that.
You may have even been on the show when we talked about that. I don't remember exactly, but not only was M'Baku not there, it was no male presence at all. Unfortunately, I just don't get it, and that bugged the crap out of me. Well, that was another large criticism I had about this film that rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, I don't know. I still have ignorant people in my comment section, Kim, talking about you're a misogynist and you hate women and women need to have the time to lead too. Yes, and you could have done that, and you did do it with Ramonda, Shuri, Okoye, and Nakia. I'm fine. Go ahead.
Chime in there just to support you. As a woman, what I think, I am a strong believer that we are better together. And I am such a strong believer that the beauty of a woman does not need to put anyone down in order to elevate what we are and what we have. And I believe if she's on the screen for a minute and a half, it can be impactful. As long as you have the good writing, the right actress, the right energy, with the right things, we don't need to take away from anybody. And men are wonderful. I love a man. And men do not need to take away from women to have their moment. So I wholeheartedly disagree with that. What I do agree with is that I think M'Baku should have definitely had more screen time. It should have been, he should have had more screen time. I think if you want to talk about certain characters, I don't care what gender they are, as a character stealing screen time, I will have that conversation. But whether a guy taking time or a woman taking time, I will not speak on that anymore because that doesn't deserve my breath. But I really do agree with you that he needed more screen time.
Yes, nice.
Was he more jokey in this one? Was he more like, haha, hee hee, chomping on my carrot? Like,
I won't go that
was
far.
that kind of how he was? Because I remember in the first Black Panther when he was like so scary, then he sat back and he's like, I will feed you to my children. And then he was like, haha, just kidding.
Right.
Like, I do think that, but the perfect scene to give him more was the water attack. The water attack would have, I do like that he jumped in the water.
Right.
I would have liked to see him save a couple more people and seen more of Warrior M'Baku and how versatile he is. Land, water, whatever, I'm bad. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, I was very confused at why why were we there on the waterfall bank? On the waterfall bank, when they were dancing on the waterfall, what were we doing? Was he getting the crown? Was he getting appreciation? Like, was he saying, "Hey, Ramonda's gone, Black Panther's gone. I will step up to the plate." If so, can you give him 2 lines to say, "I'm here to step up to the plate"? What?
Step up to the plate. I got you. I feel you.
What are we doing?
I feel you. I agree with you 100% though. It's a bummer that he wasn't there. You said that he could have stepped up more when when Wakanda was being attacked with all the water. I thought it would have been super badass if he was on the bridge with Okoye when Shuri got taken by Talokan. It was already a badass fight.
Okay.
It
I'll
was
give you
already
that.
a badass fight, but you got
Yeah.
your Talokan people, right? They're cannon fodder, so you can. There's only 3 or 4 of them. You can have 8, but
Okay.
have your boy M'Baku there as well. Queen Ramonda was already skeptical. Like Koya was like, "Hey, let me go to the city, get the scientist. Let me take Shuri with me." No, it's the princess. We can't have her in the field. Come on, Queen. I'm the general of the Dora Milaje. I got this. Okay, I'll tell you what, Okoye. Take M'Baku with you, and then I'll have more faith. And so that would have made
M'Baku in the city.
you know what I'm saying?
I would have loved to
would've been
see when they were
funny.
all souped
Yes.
up in their drip by the car. I would have
Yeah.
loved to see him some
Yeah.
badass
Yeah.
kente club.
Yes.
Like, okay,
Yes.
like that would have been like, yeah,
It
I
would've-
would have
I-
liked to
right.
have him like kind of bump into a millennial and then
Right.
him just stand there and he's so big and they just fall down because he's just so
Man.
massive, or just had a
Yes.
woman just walk by and been like,
Because right, you could have
yep,
had that,
and just walked away. Like, we
right.
could have done something.
That
What
would have
were
been
you
some good
doing?
comedy. And right after that, they went to the warehouse and he could have been in there, and then it was a chase, and then they ended up on the bridge. What it would now look, don't get me wrong. The bridge fight was one of the best. No, the bridge fight to me was the best. No, top 2 scenes best in the movie.
Okay.
Was the bridge scene. Oh God, the way she got the spear and cut the cable, laid them down, take another step, I'ma kill you. And like there was a true showdown between them.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
on that note, the way I love the consistency of the strength of the Dora Milaje, because we have gotten when we were first introduced in in a Civil War, when they said, "Does she speak?" and when she wants to. Oh no, that line was in Black Panther, but there was a similar line to that in Civil War. However,
move or be moved.
Move or be moved.
Yeah.
They have kept that move or be moved energy throughout, and that is the one consistency that I have no qualms.
Right.
No qualms for me about that.
Yeah.
I love coming in this movie when they were fighting, when those French guys were trying to get the vibranium, the way they came out, I was like, yes, they have not skipped a beat. I love that energy so much.
Yeah, I love it too.
But I want to rewind. Can I rewind real quick? You said something that was very interesting to me that I really agreed with. And I really feel like the film deserved the presence of more Avengers in this film was missing. I know for sure. This is my feeling. Let me start over. I can get wordy.
And I got the perfect point too, but go ahead.
Okay, good. The presence of more Avengers would have been appropriate. It was missing and it would have been needed, and something that you would have certainly gotten are fans like myself that would have really appreciated that. And then you would have gotten some people going, this is not your movie, this is about Wakanda. Okay, cool, that's cool. But I really feel like, and this is how I feel they could have done it in 2 places. And I feel like you're going to be like this here. I feel like you're going to be right there with me, Brandon.
Okay.
During the funeral scene, where everyone was in white, along with my boy that said he was there with his shirt off, I would have loved to see Thor wearing white. I would have loved to see Bucky, especially because the White Wolf, they saved his life. He had an emotional reason to be there. I would have loved to see our new Captain America. Whoever's left, I would have liked to have seen them peppered throughout. And much like the scene at the end of Captain America, Winter Soldier, when they were getting in their car and everyone was peacing out, I didn't need to hear anything from Chris Hemsworth, from Thor. You could have had Shuri and Ramonda on a plane with the Bifrost and had him just kiss her hand, Queen, bow, peace be with you, up in the Bifrost. He didn't even need to have a line. It could have had that peace out scene. So-and-so gets on a plane. So-and-so gets on a motorcycle. The White Wolf. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry. I love you.
Right.
That would have been perfect. Why didn't we have that? This film deserved to have some Avengers in there. Secondly, I would have liked just a little scene of Riri Williams being on campus or getting recruited or getting a scholarship, and maybe having Tony Stark hand her the scholarship and just say a little something to tie in her being the new Iron Man. You need to have a tie-in of I know we're going to get it in the show or something like it, but in this movie, there's a lot of people that don't understand why Riri is there, and they're like, so with no connection to Tony, she's just new Iron Man.
Right.
There should have been some scene of him going, "Hey, kid, you really got something special," and then walk away. Just give me something.
I like that. The first person that brought that up to me was Elliot, and so I agree with you there because he was like, yeah, the Avenger should have been there at least at the funeral. You know, they was there for Tony Stark's funeral. Somebody just left a comment. I think it was Mar Sharice. Yeah. Bucky and Sam, because they have direct ties to Wakanda. Bucky been there, you know what I'm saying? He got the arm. He know the Dora Milaje like this. You know?
He stayed with the people. He was
right.
Yeah.
He knows Shuri and all that. Yes. So you know, I'm still kind of bummed out that Samuel Jackson is not in in any of them. The first one or the second one. It may make sense because he's doing the Secret Invasion, but I don't know. That's just his title, his role. You seem so frustrated right now, but I could be wrong. But his role is just he needs to be there, you know. But you know,
I disagree.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I disagree.
Why?
There's too much weight that he has. His presence can't just be a passing through, and that's a good thing because that's why we love him, you know. But I believe that his presence, the secrets that this man has. There can't be a simple reason that he came in to drop in and say hello. He's the one person that I'm okay with that hasn't been to Wakanda until he absolutely needs to be there. I believe his presence is just too potent. If that man shows up at your door, you're going to piss your pants or you better get ready for something else to follow. You can't bring Fury in for just a cameo. He brings too much. He's got too many secrets.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Okay. I feel you. Can I push back?
Yeah, man.
He should be taking the place of this man right here. especially in Black Panther 1, because you needed Everett Ross. You needed some type of character to explain Wakanda to the character, and so that the audience can also understand, you know, what's going on. For example, the only reason Shuri was, you know, got taken to Talokan is because Namor needed to explain to her the city, but they're also explaining it to us. You know what I'm saying? So even if you go back to Black Panther 1, when T'Challa was being rescued from being thrown in the water and they put him in M'Baku, put him in the snow. You notice when they was doing the ritual, they made Everett Ross turn around like, hey, bro, you can't just know all of our secrets. They wouldn't have done that to a black man. They wouldn't have done that to Sam. They would have been more hip to like, okay, you know, you one of us, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of get this information. This is kind of what I was thinking. But I mean, I agree with you as far as he don't just need to be a cameo, but I much would have rather seen Samuel Jackson than this guy right here and Valentina. How did you feel about them? Valentina and Everett Ross.
Valentina de Allegra. Like I feel like she's a Martin character, just that name, like with the purple, like I just want to see her show up on the spot. I was very surprised to see her. I did not know they were married. If ever a moment said tie-in, set up, it was that moment because I was like, and why are we what? Like, mind you, I love her. Love Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I really like Allegra, or she's got many names, whatever you want to call her. I like her. It's not that I don't like her. I just am like, why? I'm fine with Ross being in the movie just because in terms of keeping that connection to the U.S. government, I feel like is really important. It's almost like my dude in the James Bond movies. You're gonna have to help me because
Chris Brosnan,
Jeffrey Wright.
Okay.
No, Jeffrey Wright.
The black guy?
Yeah. You know how he would pop up in the Bond movies? Because he represented the American government.
Right.
Always saying to Bond, we know you, we like you. Hey, sometimes we play well together. Cool. Just that relationship. But if you step out of line, maybe I'll have to do this. I believe that Ross, his presence was appropriate because hopefully we'll have a Black Panther 3. And especially with the show, we need to keep that connection to the US government. And you're going to have to introduce a completely new character and a completely new storyline. His storyline in Black Panther of, I see you at the casino. Look, this is my deal. Him getting shot, him going to Wakanda. I love that. It was beautiful. Him showing up, I don't have any problems with. It's just the fact that you brought in this random love life, this random ex-wife, and why are you in my car? And I'm just going to pretend to be on the phone because I just want you to get on my car.
I'll give it that. Okay.
What?
I got you. Let me back up some more. How did you feel about Namor infiltrating Wakanda? And not just that, the conversation that Shuri and her mother, Queen Ramonda, was having. I liked it. It was interesting that Shuri has this mindset. She doesn't believe in the mythos anymore. Mother, that's not, the son, the spirit talking to you. That's a construct of your mind. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad you asked.
I hold on real quick. I like this comment from Zia. Larry, are you here?
Yeah, where's
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But what do you think about what did you think about that scene, and also leading into Namor popping up? I liked it. I do have a criticism about how they followed up with it, but initially I liked it. How'd you feel?
I love this exploration of grief. I really, really, really could relate to Shuri because all I could think about was that bubbly girl flicking off her brother, knowing mom's watching. Sorry, mom. Like, I love that little sister, that fun scientist vibe. I knew in this movie that there would have to be a shift in her energy, but I was wondering, like, will there be a point where we get a little bit of that joking Shuri, a little bit of that lighthearted little sister? But I think it's appropriate that she had to step up to the plate. I do like how they handled her emotional transition with grief, because you can have a crying scene after someone dies anytime. You can have an easy scene where someone stands in front of a headstone saying a few words anytime. I liked her process through the first thing when I saw her in the lab. Obviously, she was rushing around trying to find a cure for whatever. But then when I saw her in the lab again, when her mom came in, the first thing that came to mind is she's a joyless woman. This woman I'm looking at right now, she's joyless. And something I really gravitated towards in the first movie was her joy. That Shuri joy, brother, she's like joyless. But it was but it was appropriate because that's what grief does to you. I like that they made her devoid of joy. I like that they made her cynical. For anyone who's a believer, I know I can only speak for myself. As a believer, I went through something very personal, and I didn't quite lose my faith, but I was really questioning.
We all been there.
I had my moments where I did pull my Bible open, but I sat on my bed with my Bible closed, crying, being angry before I opened it. I liked that moment with her, that she was like, I don't believe. And one of the first lines in the movie was, I think it was Bast, the God. And she's like, Bast, if you let him live, I promise I'll do this. I promise I'll come back. That struggle with one's faith after grief. But that mother as a mother who's like, honey, I have lost my husband. I know loss, baby girl. Let me walk you through this. Let me be your mom. Yeah. Don't shut me out. Yes, I hung up on my mom. Right. I like that moment that they had where she was trying to tell her, one of the ways I get through my grief is I burn my clothes. Right. I love that moment. And the fact that it was interrupted by Namor, it was very chilling. It was very creepy. Honestly, I don't know why, but I didn't expect him to come out of the water. I don't know why I thought like a hippopotamus was going to come out of the water. I don't know what I was thinking. But however, I thought it was so eerie and creepy. And the way, is it Tanoch? Is that how you say the actor's name? I want to give him honor. Tanoch, thank you.
I believe that's correct. Tanoch? I could be wrong, but I think
I hope I'm saying it right, but Tanoch, hi, what's your number? Like, how are you? Like, you look great. You're everything. His energy is everything. Watching him salsa dance with Lupita, I was like, hey, I just love him in the MCU. Welcome to the team. I just want to say that I love him. He killed it, but that was so creepy, the way he approached them. and how you
Yes.
did feel evil, but you also felt he's not being evil for no reason. He has something to protect. And guess what, guys? You're not the only one with vibranium.
Right.
I love that
Me too.
tie-in.
It was nice how Shuri instantly recognized it too, over her mother. And not only that, that was just a beautifully shot scene. I loved it looked wonderful. I was like, I want to go there and just post up, with a lawn chair or something.
And I love that mom was like,
yeah, she was ready.
I think that's the first time we saw her with a spear, and
she was
mom was
ready.
out here with her natural grays, like,
Yeah.
like I love that.
She was ready. I love that too. I love that too.
You got that anime energy. Like, hit me one more time. Hit me. What?
I love your energy
that.
too. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Let me grab some super chats real quick. I think I don't. Riri was a thank you. Sure, you coming through today. Riri was a boy. Oh, I think I got that one. But this next one, how is Shuri alive getting speared in the gut? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about that ending. We're gonna talk about it. But thank you for the super chat. I got another one from Ashura. Notice the Riri suit had cornrows. Dumbest thing. Hey man, why you hating on the cornrows? What are you talking about? I don't.
Did you notice that?
No. Are you trolling Ashura?
I'm gonna have to see that again.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But thank
First
you.
of all, we change up too much to like. Don't make it so certain on a suit.
Frozone, I like that. Frozone, $10. Thank you. What's interesting is the France-Haiti connection in the film. Yes, it really is. It really is. I know some people was very, very happy and proudful about that. We're gonna definitely be talking about that. So thank you, Frozone. Another one from Ashura, $2. Thank you. Who are those other tribes who look like cadets? If you're talking about the Wakandan tribes, that's possibly one of the things I'm gonna be talking about within the next 5 minutes. I got this in my head of an order I'm going in, but thank you. That's an interesting question. Why did they waste the killer whales? You talking about how'd they waste them? From the Talokan people as transportation? Does that, do you understand, Kim? What they're saying?
They wasted them like they blew them up?
I don't know.
I love the Uber whales.
Me too. I thought that was dope.
The Woobers.
Yes. But thank you, Ashura. Also, Malik the King 99. Dev should have had Bucky at that funeral. Agreed. Thank you. Agreed. Thank you for the super chat. Also, another one from Ashura, $2. And Baku ate a hot dog. He no longer vegan now. What? Help me out. I'm confused.
Yeah, in the beginning, he was like, "I'll feed you to my children." In the first Black Panther, and then he's like, "Just kidding, we're vegans."
Oh, okay, gotcha. I completely flew over my head, but thank you, Ashura. I appreciate the blessing. Cat Harlem, $4.99. If Shuri was taken with Okoye and M'Baku, that would make Wakanda look weak. Just my opinion. That is true. I had a comeback because somebody else tried to say that to me in the comment section. Shuri didn't have to be taken. And see, my comeback, it's a criticism I have about the writing of the film. I'll address more towards the end. But thank you, Cat Harlem. Kim, help me remember that. I'm gonna remember. But Cat Harlem, thank you. Another one from Ashura. Why did they add what you talking about these cornrows for? They did not DM me or email me a picture or something because I have
a picture. I'm gonna look it up.
And last one from Excalibur, $4.99. Cornrows on the sewer. A nice touch. Quit crying. That y'all, we gotta figure out what's going on with this cornrows. But Excalibur, thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. We got another one coming in too. Is it one more? I thought Rich Fix, $4.99. Wakandas have no allies yet or expected to fight everyone else's Talokan's battles. Sound familiar? I have a criticism about that too that I'm gonna be talking about later on. But thank you so much, Rich Fix. I do appreciate it. Now we left off with Namor infiltrating the Wakanda. Now, one of the next scenes was, and this was one of my favorite scenes. One of my criticisms, Kim, is this movie was called Wakanda Forever, but I don't feel like we got to know anything new about Wakanda. We got to explore Wakanda. Wakanda took a back seat in its own movie. I remember Kevin Feige saying, yes, because of the passing of Chadwick Boseman, we're going to explore all the new territories and this and that of Wakanda. Now, the stuff of Talokan was nice, but it got in the way of Wakanda. If we got to know more of Talokan than Wakanda, and that bugged me, which is one of the reasons why I wish that this was not a movie. The Black Panther 2 was canceled, and we focused more on like a Disney Plus show, like a series of the Dora Milaje, Origins of Wakanda, King T'Chaka and his reign, Black Panther during World War II, whatever, and had a separate Namor movie to where we could have got so much more of Namor and Talokan or Atlantis or whatever. But Wakanda took a back seat. But however, what I did like about Wakanda was when they were in the throne room. I like that. When they was joking about or trying to figure out what to do with the Fishman, and of course when Okoye was demoted. But what bothered me was Namor was able to infiltrate the base, Wakanda, undetected. And not Namor, but M'Baku made a brief comment the next scene when they was in the throne room, like, man, how did that get through our defenses? The border tribe, y'all should be embarrassed. You wouldn't even want to show your faces, and they was about to fight. But then later on, Kim, when the Wakanda was attacked, they got infiltrated again twice. What is the border tribe doing? Why is there not a conversation like, okay, why are our defenses so weak? What's going on? Can we plug this up? Why isn't the queen mad? Like, hey, man, this foreigner was 10 feet away from me. Where the hell was y'all? What do we need to do to make sure that this does not happen again? If it happens once, I can understand. If it happens twice, that's problematic to me. I was annoyed by that. I mean, it rubbed me. I didn't like it. How did you feel about that?
Huge missed opportunity. Huge missed opportunity. And my thing is, because this movie mostly took place in Wakanda and out on the water, the time they gave to the Talokan people, I'm fine with. That doesn't bother me at all, because just being in Wakanda throughout, you had the opportunity. You weren't minimized. This didn't take place in New York and then we went to Wakanda. You had all of this opportunity. You were in the marketplace. We saw Okoye in civilian clothes. You were on a boat. You were on the landing strip of where the Queen Mother got hit by the water. You know, you had so many different places in Wakanda. What missed opportunities to not really learn and see more of Wakanda? First, don't you have a river tribe?
Yeah.
Like, I know the Talokan people, they came through the ocean. Like, I get it. But like, you're still people of the water. Like,
right.
And then remember how we had the rhinos in the first film?
Right.
Where were the dolphins with the where was the alligator with the laser on his eye? Like that opens his mouth. Like where were the animals? You know, because I love how we had the rhinos with the armor that knew what to do. Where was the combination of the technology with the animals that we have in Africa? Where was the giraffe that was like, I see everything and I can tell you right now, you got people coming in your water. Like, where was that connection? And what was happening? We could have gotten some really cool Wakandan underwater tech. We could have had a scene where Namor was like, what is this? Where you could have had a Wakandan be in a bad suit, like, oh, they go underwater too? Like, you could have had some weird flotation device. You could have had some cool drains open up so that when the city got flooded, it was like, oh, really? We're Wakandan. I have technology for that. Open the drains. And then have Namor be like, well, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have, whoever was in charge of writing that, were you sick? Did you have COVID? Did you call out? Did you just want to work remote and it didn't work out? Like, where were you? Where were you?
Right.
That was a huge missed opportunity. And in terms of merchandising and storytelling, you could have had some really cool toys from some underwater, something that would have made the Tokalan people go, shoot, I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, I agree.
What are we doing?
A ton of miss. I can't wait to get your rating for this at the very end. But I mean, it was something that I like, though. Just them being in the throne room. I wish that we could have gotten more of that, because I like hearing the elders speak. You know, I want to know more about the tribes and what's important to them as far as culture and languages and politics, economics, the military, how the
Yes.
military works.
Yeah. Kind of give me some
everything.
political dialogue.
Right.
Just more now that you had made that decision, maybe commend Queen Ramonda when she comes back of how you handled yourself. And I'm so glad we did this. But another missed opportunity in terms of the writing was, of course, getting outside the lab, getting more technology. But did you notice that none of the elders addressed Shuri about the opportunity for leadership or the call to step into her brother's shoes? That might be because it was a patriarchal society, even though you have a queen. Like it's there's our society is all about the Black Panther as a man, and I'm not trying to go into some sexist thing. I'm just saying nobody said, "My child, you need to rise up." Why
Right.
didn't and nobody talked to her about, like, her mom was helping her with her grief, but one of the elders could have said, grieving is, give me a cool poem, give me some Maya Angelou, give me like a really cool saying about grief. Nobody talked to her. Nobody talked to Shuri except for her mom and like Okoye and like, why wasn't she's the sister? Nobody spoke to her except M'Baku, yeah, but like that was a weird, to me that was very weird. I was like, why are they ignoring her?
Yeah, I did like
notice that?
M'Baku talking to her. Yeah, I know. I didn't notice it until you said something now, and so thank you for bringing it up. But
But
yeah,
I
just
also don't like that she didn't partner with M'Baku. She didn't partner with him. I mean,
big time.
I get that Black Panther. I mean, even when T'Challa was in place, he was at M'Baku's graces for him saving his life. But before that, it was like there's a king, but there's a Black Panther. They're kind of separate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, are you going to get in a suit and go to America? Okay, then let's just talk politics because stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that Shuri didn't partner with him and say, I need you. I don't have my brother. Be my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or he could have.
that could have happened at the funeral of the queen.
Yeah, and
Mm.
I mean, I will commend them. That scene after, like you said, the queen after her death. Sorry, I saw him in white so many times because they killed everyone. That I forget my timing. But that scene I felt was really beautiful
Mhm.
between M'Baku, where he was just, no one was checking for her. How are you doing? I like that he broke that down and was like, okay. And she's like, this is how I feel. But he's like, okay, cool. How was your heart?
Yeah.
How are
Sorry.
you healing? How's that going? That we could have had this like brotherly, sisterly kind of thing. That was a huge missed opportunity.
Big time missed opportunity. I still got so much to talk about, but I want to ask you
Yeah.
what, like, okay, I'm gonna pass to you, like, what, when we started this broadcast, you made it seem like there was a lot that you had to get off your chest. What
Yeah.
is something that you was really passionate about, good or bad, that we haven't talked about just yet?
Okoye being demoted
Oh, I'm glad.
was
Yeah.
that was such a moment, and that really was a moment of Ramonda kind of. I'm glad that they showed her as a strong mother,
Mm-hmm.
but something that can be frustrating when you're showing a strong Black woman is that you don't give me space to be vulnerable. I can't always be like all of Viola Davis's characters. I
Right.
can't always be strong and in charge. I need to unravel sometimes. Sometimes I cry too, man.
Right.
And I think that was Ramonda's moment of, because that was a mistake. Okay, let's
To
face
demote
it.
her? To demote her?
Yeah, your
Really?
general, even though she failed, I believe it was a mistake. Look, I failed. I get it. But your son
Yeah.
also didn't bring back Claw like he said he would. So let's not
Right.
just fire people for not succeeding. But that was a mistake. But it was a good example of her spiraling out of grief. It was a good, it was a good example of her making a decision out of grief. And too much is
Well,
happening. My daughter's gone, my son's gone, my husband's dead. I felt like that was an example of her spiraling out of control, because even the elder was like,
let's not be too hasty.
Queen,
You know, yeah,
hey,
she
what?
did you know, raise the spirits on her husband. But also, I just playing a little devil's advocate because that's the first time I've heard it as a mistake. But that's cool though. I like that. I respect that angle. Was it though out of grief? Because she also brought up the fact that I don't even like the fact that when Killmonger took the throne, y'all stood with him. And I was running away. She brought that up too, you know,
She
like
was holding on to that. I was like, this
yeah,
is a good
you know what I'm
example.
saying?
This is a good
Yeah.
example
So,
of how your girl be like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm
right,
fine. And then next
right,
Christmas, she's like, I'm fine, except for last Christmas when you just up and
right.
decided to take your cousin's side. Okay.
So right. So
She was
it wasn't just entirely impulsive, you know, in that moment of oh, you
true.
lost my daughter. She's been hanging on to that for a minute, and that you know how I mean
I
how you
disagree because I
okay
think as a queen, even though she held on to that, she stayed silent for how many years about that? That was beyond 5 years because we had the
yeah
blip.
yeah
So you're
okay
talking
okay.
about an argument. It's like, Auntie, you're talking about an argument we had in 2018.
That ain't
You
no
you
hello
still
Kim.
mad?
That ain't nah, that ain't no argument. That ain't no just argument though. That's a big deal. That's
She
kind of
took
treasonous. You know what I'm
she took
saying?
a side, she took a side, you know, with the elders going, y'all just stood here. But it was a long time ago. And as a queen, you have to get over your personal look. Okay, if in terms of family, it was a valid argument. In terms of the politics, it was not the place to do that. You want to get pissed off about that when we're not making a crucial decision about whether or not our general is going to stay in place. We'll talk about it then. We're not going to talk about this right now. You want to be pissed at me for taking that side? That is a separate conversation for another time. This is not the time, Ramonda.
Okay,
That's not right now.
I got
This
you.
is politics. This is your general. You have some guy from the ocean that you don't understand. Your daughter's not a warrior just yet. This woman has put her life on the line. She held a spear to her husband, ultimate divorce, by the way. Like that would have been so quick. Um, and you're just going to get rid of your general. This is not the time to be emotional. I need you to
Oh
make a
man.
political decision.
Oh
If you
man.
want to, give me a slap on the wrist, if ever there's a time for a
That was my
slap on
next
the
question I was
wrist,
going to ask you. Is
if
what
it,
would you
you
have
know,
done?
because we all get pissed off about people who they just got a slap on the wrist for this and that.
Right.
Be salty, say something that stings. Say something. Say something that makes Okoye have that one slow thug tear, just like
Yeah.
that
I'm
was
mad at
mean.
you. Yeah.
I didn't deserve that. Like, fine, have that moment, but don't be like, and you know what? You're fired too. Like, whoa, what? Wait a
So
minute.
okay.
What? I'm a general. You need me. Not the
So
place.
you would have just said something mean to her, something that
Go
would
sit
have
in the
done.
corner, girl.
Go
Child, I
sit in the
don't want to
corner,
look at you.
girl.
You done lost my daughter.
She
My
lost your
son's
daughter.
gone. Don't sit in the
Oh,
corner.
Kim,
I'm not looking at
Kim,
you right now. But don't
fellas,
strip her of her duties as the general over your
watch out
country.
for Kim now, y'all. If you have,
Am I showing all my sides right
you
now?
know, yeah. If your daughter's lost Kim, the only punishment, like, oh, go sit in the corner. You know, they lost
Oh,
our
don't send me.
daughter. They go sit. I'm teasing. That's funny though. I got you. I got you. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a vulnerable. It was interesting though the way they use it. I mean, I gotta tell you though, seeing Okoye in like a sweater from Kohl's, like that did affect me. I was like, like
A
seeing her
sweater from
without
Kohl's. Yeah, that was
seeing
weird.
her without that red and black and silver armor was jarring. It was very weird. And it was like, whoa, like a lot of major things are happening. But so there's that. And then you were asking me something else. The death of Ramonda. Sorry, I'm trying to remember things. Um, oh, something that I really didn't like was, and I'm going to skip over the ancestral plane because I know we're going to get back to that. But the moment that Shuri took on the mantle as Black Panther, it wasn't monumental enough for me. It was like, I already said, I don't want to do this. But now, like, okay, I mean, we're getting attacked, I guess. Like, even the way they showed her suit, like, they showed more about her 3D printing the flower, the herb shaped, the heart shaped herb.
Mm-hmm.
did she 3D print it? I think she did. They showed more about her making the heart-shaped herb than the moment, this monumental moment that you are stepping into the shoes of the Black Panther. This is a moment, guys.
I got you.
You know that Avengers music that you use in every movie where we're gearing up and someone opens the door and looks at the suit, has a moment with the suit and the music. There wasn't even any like really there wasn't a great score underneath that moment. It was just
Ooh.
that was missing. Where was the music? Where was the dope beat of like, I didn't want to do this, but you're gonna make me do it. I'm gonna get in these. Where was that moment? She was like, I mean, I guess like we're like all under attack. I mean, I got this suit. I guess I'll wear the one with the gold. Okay,
Well,
like
I am pushing back on that one tough because I see what you're saying as far the moment could have been bigger, but
yeah.
when M'Baku was in the mountains with the people and the door opened up at the top and she dropped down, I like that. I like the music as
That was
well.
cool.
That I mean that was pretty cool to me.
That was a cool moment.
I mean, it's not even on my story no more. I was gonna play the audio right now for y'all to hear it, but that that was some musical genius to me.
That moment was dope. I'll
I
give
did
you
like
that.
that.
That moment was dope.
Now, was it as wonderful as T'Challa popping up back from with the suit and as monumental as that? No, from the first film, no, it was not. But you know that still worked for me. What didn't work necessarily, I mean, and they had a decent writing is just the final battle with Namor on the beach. You know, that's kind of hard for me to swallow. But I'm gonna say before we get there, do you have any? Go ahead.
No, you might have been just about to ask me this. I apologize. I know we can't do a montage of her, like her brother teaching her moves, but this is something I was thinking about after the movie. Is it would have been cool because I'm like, how does she just know how to fight? I mean, I know she was with the blasters. I know she's got that. I know she has some because in the first Black Panther, we did see her. She put on her own warrior gear, her own war paint, and she got out there and she wasn't afraid. She wasn't like, oh, but I'm just a scientist. Like she got on the field and she was like, let me do my thing. So I know she's no stranger to a fight, right? But in order to have the Black Panther type skills, what I would have liked is a bit of a montage with some dope music of her kind of looking at the suit. Okay, I got to do this. Give me that beat. Give me that beat. Show, you know that. Show, damn it. Show the Dora Milaje practicing out in the field. Have her go out in the field and give me a montage of them knocking her down. Get back up. This is how we fight. Show her some spear moves. Show her some flips. Have something that makes me go, I get that you fought before, but not like this. Give me a reason to believe you can fight like this. Give me a reason to believe that moment on the beach. I've already thrown the fact that there's no, obviously this girl has no blood in her body because
right.
she came off of a spear and she was like, yep, clean. But give me a reason to believe that fight, man. I was like, the suit makes you stronger. The suit is about agility, not skill. The suit doesn't turn this punch into this punch. That the suit doesn't do that. So give me a reason, man.
100%. 100%. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna get more specific on that in a second. But let me grab some more super chats that keep coming in, guys. Thank y'all so much. This is so wonderful. It was Signa LaFleur, $5. It was a carrot that M'Baku was eating, not a hot dog. Shaking my head. Oh, a hot dog was more fun. I wish it was a hot dog. But thank you, Sigma, for the super chat. I do appreciate it. We also have Malik the King, $4.99. I definitely want to see if Atuma ends up turning on Namor in the future.
Yeah, they left that wide open. They left that wide.
I hope not.
I don't think it said. No, it didn't. Namor will return, but they left it open for us to see him again.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. So thank you, Malik the King. I do appreciate it. And let me get the next one here. 4 mint and 199. Kim coming with the awesome insight. Yes,
Your
she
girl
is.
got thoughts. I think
Yes,
about things sometimes.
I love it. I love it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Thank you, Fox. I do appreciate it. Ashura, $2. I still don't get why Mbaku is living near snow. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I don't know what you think, Kim.
That's just a funny observation.
Gotcha.
Like, why are you doing the snow? Like he's up in the mountains, remember? And so I know here in California, like right now, I'm actually after this, I'm gonna go take a long walk on the beach. But
Nice.
I could actually drive an hour and a half to the mountains and I could go snowboarding today.
Damn.
So yeah,
crazy.
California is awesome. So he's in the mountains, and I think it just might be just snowing in the mountains, even though like down here in the city. But that's funny. But I know he had to be hot in all that gear. I know that.
I bet, but sure. Thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Skillmonger, $5. Shuri is Ray from Star Wars now. Ooh, yeah, that's a good observation right there. She probably
Okay.
is. But thank you for that. I do appreciate the comment. I do appreciate the super chat. Also, guys, before we continue, right now I have 41,707 subscribers. Currently, there are 315 people watching this right now. And let's just say you're not subscribed to this channel. Please consider subscribing. I want to see if I can get to 42,000 by the end of this broadcast. That would be amazing. If you do subscribe, you get movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, weekly movie news roundup show, and a bunch of other cool stuff that you can see right here. Just something to think about, and just something to think about. Now, as we continue going in this epic live discussion, I got another one real quick. Avenue Trey, 3,100. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I don't see a comment, but thank you. I would like to know now, Miss Kim, how did you feel about Nakia and Miss Lupita Nyong'o? She popped up in the movie about an hour 15 into it. And they brought up earlier in the comment section in the chat that, hey, there was some people didn't like the use of the country of Haiti. Some people did. She been hiding out. And we know why, because of the post-credit scene with baby T'Challa. But you can talk about any aspect of that. How did you feel about her involvement or the lack thereof? And also that mid-credit scene that, she having a baby over here named Toussaint, I think was the child's name, the Haitian name. How you feeling about all that?
Oh my gosh. So, first of all, I just want to say, in terms of movies and locations, one thing that I think is very important is that Haiti stays on our minds. What a beautiful place in the world. What a beautiful people. These are God's people, and they have just experienced so much in their history. When a movie includes a country, it's just the principles of advertising, guys. It puts that country on our minds. And I would like to not only think about Haiti because they have so much beauty to offer. I don't want to only think about them when there's an earthquake or there's a tragedy.
Right.
I love that they put Haiti in the film. And I would ask the people who are not happy about that to consider that it is wonderful that Haiti is used in this film as a beautiful place, as Nakia's place of refuge, as a place for her to start over, as just a place. Because sometimes, and I know we talk about one of the reasons we love Black Panther as a film is we're so happy to see Africa. Again, I know Wakanda's not real, but we're so happy to see Africa not being used as a plot of war. We're so happy to see Africa not being used only when talking about the troubles. A film only wants to use Africa when they talk about famine. A film only wants to use Africa when they talk about violence. I love that we're talking about Africa when we're talking about technology. We're talking about adventure. We're talking about wonder. And I think it's wonderful that Haiti is in this film, not as a place that needs to be rescued, but just a place that is beautiful. So if you're upset about Haiti being in this film, I would beg you to reconsider the fact that the principles of advertising will put Haiti on people's minds and put it on their minds in a positive way, that Haiti is being used as a beautiful plot point and not oh, look how sad. Oh, look at the problems. Instead, we're like, look how beautiful these people are, the colors. That scene with Nakia walking down the hallway in the school was beautiful. I was like,
Yeah.
where are we? And then they started talking. They're like, we're in Haiti. And I was like, oh, how lovely. Oh, they're speaking French. In my head, I was like, oh, I forgot they speak French there. That's right. They speak Creole. They speak French. I was thinking Haiti was on my mind in a beautiful way. So please reconsider that. Nakia's
good.
storyline, I'm fine with them bringing her in as far as they did, only because I really wanted to see the bonding between Queen Ramonda and Shuri. I really wanted to give that time. I feel like with a new villain, I actually enjoy. It's so funny. Marvel, I'm a fan, but we're so fickle. We get upset when a villain isn't fleshed out enough, but then we want to come back around and complain that the people of remind me again to I lost the name to
T'Challa, Tanakh.
the people. Where are they from?
Oh, Talokan. Sorry.
Thank you so much. I keep forgetting. I'm mixing it up with his name, Tanakh. The people of Talokan, we want a good origin story, but then we complain that you spent too much time in Talokan. What do you want? Do you want a well fleshed out storyline? Let the story have its time. I'm fine with it. I think Nakia's time being that far in is just fine because I think once she was in it enough. I liked her storyline. Sure, they could have given her a little bit more dialogue, a little bit more story, maybe a little side thing that could have tied in Riri Williams, where she's like, "Hey, hi, I'm Nakia. Who are you?" And Riri could have told us a little bit more about herself, a little bit more about the reason she had a Power Ranger suit, which I want to talk about later. You could have had a moment with Riri and Nakia, which they both kind of. I could have learned a little bit more about them. That was missing, but okay. The baby.
Baby T'Challa.
First of all, if that actor wasn't the munchiest, cutest little boy, oh my God, he was so precious. Part of me wanted to cry just because he was so freaking cute. And he's like, my name is T'Challa. I'm like, oh my God. And he talks like all cute. Just the cutest little guy. I love this because it wasn't, shout out to Eman, it wasn't exactly recasting T'Challa, but it was opening a door. Actually, let me rephrase that. It was opening a window. They closed the door to T'Challa as we know him, not just Chadwick Boseman, but the adult T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. That door is forever closed because they made that choice to kill him off instead of recasting him. We cannot undo that unless you want to play with the universe. But I like that they opened this window because we can time jump, who knows? We can time jump. We can get him. It's possible that we can get him as a teenager in the next movie. We don't have to wait. This is the MCU, guys. We don't have to wait 25 years to see him as a full-grown man. All the people that are kind of want to see Aldous Hodge be T'Chaka, you want to see Yaya. I know that won't happen, but whoever you want to see, you're probably not going to have to wait long to have someone call out T'Challa, Black Panther, and have somebody run up to have an identification with a T'Challa and a Black Panther. The door's closed, but the window's open. And for me, that's everything.
Well, hey, I'm glad that you have a positive attitude about it. You feel much better about it than I do. I think the idea stinks. Like a hot, steaming pile of turds. Or maybe not that bad, but yeah, sure, they opened up a window, but like
you mad?
Himself, it's gonna take a lot of work. Like, I mean, it's not the same. He's a child, and yeah, they can do the time thing, but do we want another time jump? So okay, he's 6 years old. He's 5 years old right now, and so
no, he's not 5.
Okay, how does he?
No, he's not 5 because he's not 5 years old, and the reason I know this is because he said my dad or my father gave me that name. If I got the few minutes on screen right, T'Challa knew him. This isn't a surprise baby. Like T'Challa knew him, Ramonda knew him. So
so he's even young. He's even younger then.
No, I think he's older. Because she could have been pregnant, like, I don't did they specify if she got
She
dusted? If she got flipped?
she could not have been dusted.
Okay,
But,
so if she could
but wait, they
the
didn't.
baby
She wasn't pregnant, and she wasn't pregnant. She had to be pregnant after the first film.
well, no, because after the first film, then we had Infinity War, and we don't know exactly how much time there was, do we, between Black Panther and Infinity War?
I'm
She
assuming
could
a
have had a
couple
whole
months.
baby. It's
No,
only 9 months. She could have had a whole baby between that time, and obviously he wanted to keep it secret. That baby could have existed during Infinity War.
no. Infinity War and Black Panther was like on the timeline, their
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
chronological order. That it was within a few weeks or a few months.
Oh, it was a few weeks or months.
Right. It wasn't. It definitely wasn't
Well
years.
enough time to get pregnant, my friend.
So how? Well, let me just ask you.
But
How old do you think the child is?
I speculate he's like 8.
That is okay.
I think he's like 8.
What else saying? About 6 to 8. Okay,
I
7.
definitely didn't think it was
We'll
5.
say 7. I really
Yeah.
think that's a small 7-year-old, but I'm not
Okay.
an expert. We'll say 7. So okay, 10 years from now, he's still going to be a teenager. I mean, he can't date Storm in 10 years, so you're gonna have a 15, 20-year gap. You know, Sam gonna be retiring. You know, Shang-Chi
True.
not gonna be here no more. You know, Shang-Chi's supposed to get trained from no, Shang-Chi trains Black Panther. I mean, there's a gajillion stories.
This is the slow dime
What
Black Panther. This is not the quick nickel. This is not the quick nickel. This is the slow dime.
The point I'm making is, sure, you can have a ton of stories with this baby T'Challa, but I don't see how they can be interwoven with the rest of the MCU and the Avengers if he's only 8 years old. And I don't even think he's 8. I think he's 5.
Let me make something clear. When I say you'll see him as a T'Challa being a Black Panther, I am not saying you'll see him in phase 6. Not even phase 6. This is for the longevity of the MCU.
So phase
This
like
is
11.
This is
10.
let me put it this way. As long as they're taking to get X-Men off the ground and to get X-Men going, which by the way, I want to talk about the mutanism. As long as they're taking, you are not going to see him. What is it, 2023? This is a long game. This is
Yes.
a 10-year thing. This is the longevity of the character. This is not even Black Panther 3. It
Right.
actually, if anything, a plot point in Black Panther 3 could be this tween that's still dancing like this, being like, but I want to play, and somebody having to sit him down and being like, you're a kid, let us do this. And maybe he gets kidnapped. Like when you see him again, he'll be 12. I don't expect a full-grown T'Challa, new T'Challa. That's not
cool.
what I'm saying. I'm just saying this is the plan for the long run. This is X-Men 2. Okay, let me say it like that. This is X-Men 2. I'm steady waiting. I'm steady waiting for a date for X-Men. We didn't get it in Hall H. I want X-Men right now. X-Men's down the line. It's a couple years away. This is freaking X-Men 2, dude. This is a long time.
Go ahead and talk about the mutanism thing that you just mentioned.
On the note of X-Men, I am, out of all the franchises in the MCU, I am an X-Men nut. I love X-Men so much. I'm actually very pleased with the Bryan Singer versions. Not with the guy, but yeah, catch me on a review of the X-Men. I'll have a lot of interesting things to say. I love those films. I love
them in my life.
Yeah, dude. X-Men. I have a personal. There's personal reasons I like them, being like dyslexic and dysnumeric and having ADD. Like there's a lot of reasons I love X-Men for a lot of reasons, a lot of personal reasons. I love Storm so much. I want the movie. I think it's interesting, and I like that we got it in Miss Marvel with like that little. We got the little riff. I would have liked a little violin riff when he mentioned that he had a mutation, because I'm like, let's just say it.
Yeah. That would have
like,
nice. That would have been nice. Yeah.
You know,
I love the high pitch too.
Right? I like that the MCU is saying guys, I know you're excited. I know you're waiting. We haven't forgot. We're building it up. They are slowly but surely building up to the X-Men. It's taking too long, but I do like that he said he was a mutant because, like, he can do everything else they do underwater, but he's the only one in his clan or his village, his people, that has feathers on his ankle. Which, by the way, honey, when she ripped that feather out, I was like,
yeah.
it was like someone ripped a weft out of someone's hair. But he was like, ah, like it hurt him so bad. He was like,
Scream like that.
he sure did. He said, ah.
Hilarious.
But I like that he was a mutant
Mhm.
because it totally introduces this idea of, sure, there's heart-shaped herbs. There's the herb that we took. No matter if you're a human being or you come from a super-powered people, mutants are affecting everyone. And I like that because think of it, the next movie the X-Men movie we get, they're setting up such a solid foundation for the different types of mutants we can get, a richer storyline for, even let's take Storm for example, a richer storyline for why is it that you can control weather? Why is it that he does that? I love that he's a mutant. I like it a lot. And and just to touch on Namor again, just to give this guy his props. I heard in an interview when they were talking about training for the film, how they had all of these aquatic trainers and learning to a free dive, and how Angela Bassett said that when the movie began, she could hold her breath for maybe 20, 30 seconds. When they were ready to film, she could hold her breath for 2 minutes.
Woo.
Okay, let's
Woo.
go.
Yes.
This man, Tanakh,
Tanakh.
he didn't know how to swim.
I heard. I did hear
dude.
that. I did hear that.
He
Yeah.
didn't know how to swim.
Yeah.
So mad props to him for really getting behind the training, really putting all of his physicality into it. Because to be comfortable in water, you can splash around on a sound stage all you want. But when you have to learn how to hold your breath for minutes at a time, I just want to give him a round of applause. Dude, you were badass. You were amazing. You look great. Your sound was great. Your screen presence is on point. I think in terms of MCU villains, he's definitely up there in like my top 3 even. His reasons for doing things and being so cold-blooded, I liked. He had a warmth to him and like this, like, I don't want to use the word savage because I'm not using it that way. He had a warmth to him and this like, but I will cut you. At one point, I thought they were going to take the storyline in a love story direction. Like the way he was so warm with Shuri and the way he was so welcoming and the way they were able to talk, I was like, have we found ourselves a man? Like, and then he was like, but if you don't fight with me, I'll kill you.
Right.
I love that.
And it sucks too because he did respect her. You know, he's teaching her the culture and, you know, had her dress up nice and all that because she volunteered to go down there.
She sure
you know,
did.
but Nakia came and shot one of the children, and Shuri was like, "I'm trying to save her. You know, and it's gonna be war." And I was like, "Oh, that sucks." So that's unfortunate right there. Let me grab a few more super chats real quick. Hold on. I thought. Okay, why is that one not? Okay, here we go. Rich Flicks 9.99. To keep it all 100, all your superhero characters are derived from the Orshas, the spiritual system of Voodoo that the Haitians used to win their independence. # these are facts. Thank you for the comment. I have no idea, but thank you for the information. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Rich Flicks, for the super chat. Thank you. Lavere Adam, £5. What if we see Baby T'Challa coming from the future via Kang, like Trunk and Dragon Ball Z? Possible. That's possible. We'll see. But good observation, Adam. Thank you. And also the talented one, $10. So insult to injury, they didn't even fully use the Awful Queen death plot point. So they didn't. Oh, okay. She didn't see her when she took the heart-shaped herb, and no reflection on her mom whatsoever. She lost her whole mom. She did. And thank you, the talented one, for the super chat. I love the oob. picture as well. And that brings us to the next question, because the super chat says Queen Death plot point, she didn't see her when she took the urban reflection of her mom whatsoever. Oh, I thought I saw something that said the ancestral plane, but I want to ask you that though. Shuri did not see her mother during the ancestral plane. She saw your boy Killmonger, Eric Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan. I was not going to forget to talk about this. What did you think about him popping up in this movie? I'm so curious to know. Let us know, man.
It was one of those moments. I love having nephews. It was one of those moments where we grabbed each other and we were like, bro, because now my nephews are like, they're like 13 and 14. And so I hear bro about 6 million times a day. It was one of those moments where we grabbed each other, bro. I loved whoever wrote that, you get a candy bar. Because I loved not only that he was there, his hair was looking dope and fine. I love that he was there, but it really spoke to how for Letitia Wright, personally, she's had to go through so much in this process, but for Shuri, it really spoke to how when you lose someone you love and when you're grieving, some people come back to it. Sometimes you run into someone in the supermarket that bumps you and they just mean. You ever run into someone that's just mean as hell?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, damn, why are you so damn mean?
Right.
And then you hear their story and you find out they didn't used to be that.
Right, exactly.
They didn't used to be mean and
Right.
soured in life. And it really, to me, that scene spoke to Shuri was right there. She was right there. I was like, is this a villain origin story? Like, she was right at that point, because remember, the ancestral plane, it's a lot of your subconscious, because for Killmonger, he didn't go to the actual plane with the trees and the Panthers. He went back to the apartment with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
The ancestral plane is it's not so much a physical place as it is a state of mind. Her subconscious was in a vengeful place. Her subconscious wasn't in this, I want to honor my brother. Of course I will. Obviously, I want to see my brother and my mom. Her subconscious was going, he was speaking directly from her subconscious. You want to burn the whole world, don't you? Yeah, I know. You want to be like me. And she shook her head, but she honestly couldn't have said no. Everything he spoke to her in that moment was true. Of what she was feeling. Every single thing in that moment was true, which is why you should have kept Ramonda alive, so that could be motivation to go, I am so close to being the villain, but my mother carries the heart of my brother. My mother is the heart of this family. She is the heart of Wakanda. And it is an honor to be like my mother, to honor her. That scene was, and then the part in the scene where the fire came, that also, to me, that whole scene was the embodiment of grief. I don't care how sweet, what a great little sister she was. That scene that scene right there. That's what grief can do to you. But at the end of the day, you have a choice. And that, I feel like, was one of the major themes of this movie. And like Ryan Coogler said, even with the second one, kind of grief and loss after having the blip would have been a huge plot point as well. That's really what this movie, the core of her storyline is, are you going to let grief completely change who you are and just end up being that old lady at the supermarket who just says whatever she wants, is mean as hell? Or are you going to allow yourself to process the grief? Michael B. Jordan, I don't know how long that scene was, but like everything he does, he freaking killed it. That was a wonderful scene. That was my favorite scene in the movie.
Really? Okay.
Favorite scene in the movie.
It was one of the best.
So much,
Same. Yeah. It was one of my favorite. My actually favorite was when Okoye got demoted. The bridge, powerful. The intro scene at the United Nations.
But I just want to circle back to Riri.
Oh, yeah.
I was very disappointed in the VFX at the end of the movie. I was actually pretty upset.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have liked to have some technology from her. I would have liked her to say something like, I built this suit, but oh my God, this is my first time flying it. I'm so nervous. I didn't like that she was Iron Man. She was just Iron Man. We had to watch Tony's evolution. We had to watch him in his own garage get blown to the ceiling. Why not you, young lady? You're a kid. I want to see you struggle. I want to see you go through that struggle. It took like 3 movies for Tony to be completely comfortable in his suit.
You're right.
You just freaking made it from junk and you're just comfortable.
That's a good point.
I should have seen a scene where she went up to the atmosphere, and even when she went close to the atmosphere to take Namor, because she's like, let me take you as far away here and make you pass out. The naivete again was missing, the nervousness.
Right.
There should have been that line of, I made this. She should have stopped. This is what she should have done. She should have stopped and said, when they're like, let's go, let's fight. I made this suit, but I've never flown it before. Where was that scene?
Right.
All of a sudden, you're Tony Stark in the second movie. You're completely comfortable. I don't like that because I think it did a disservice to the character of Riri Williams for the struggle and everything she would have had to go through to get to the point to be Ironheart. The suit looked like a bad Power Rangers villain. And the suit that Okoye and Nakia were in with the mask, I was like, where's Zordon? Where's the floating head? I hated it.
I got you. I
The
got
graphics
you.
were very, very poorly done at the end.
I got you. I don't know how smart. Some people are saying that she's smarter than Tony Stark. I don't know. She may be. I don't know who's smarter.
I don't doubt that, but I don't doubt that at all, guys. But show me the freaking journey.
I got you.
Show me the journey.
I do agree with that.
Because here's another thing. You can be smart, but having the courage to leave this stratosphere in a suit that you built out of junk, I need to see some more sweat and tears from you. I need to see you piss your pants a little bit.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I agree. I liked her more the second time, but I wasn't in love with her. I still feel like we could have got everything that you talked about in the in her own show.
Terrible suit.
So yeah, you said terrible suit.
The suit was just it was 1998 Power Rangers.
That's hilarious. I'll give you that. Now, I mean, how did you feel about the final battle, or like what are your final thoughts? Or I don't want to just cut you off. Like what are you still passionate about that we haven't discussed yet that you want to get off your chest?
The final battle was okay. Again, with the inconsistency. Again, have that moment where the people from the water, and I'm saying people from the water because I forgot their name. The people from the Talokans, show me how strong they are and be consistent with how strong they are. And Wakanda, show me your technology.
Right.
Have that hand to hand when they first flooded the city, where they can go, we need a little something extra. Everybody that was fighting on that ship should have had some blasters on their hands. There should have been some Wakandan technology. I should have seen technology. I should have seen some really cool techie Wakandan things. I should have seen a Wakandan bow and arrow that does something cool. That's cooler than Hawkeye. I should have seen a tomahawk axe that also breaks out. Yeah, that's vibranium, but also comes out and does something, and it's a stun gun. That was a wonderful opportunity to show Wakandan technology by not making an inconsistent fighting situation where in one scene I can't penetrate your skin and the next scene I punch you and you fall off the boat.
True.
What are we doing, guys?
I like you. I like it. What something else that bothered me is I thought Namor.
As you can see, I'm very upset.
Yeah, I feel you.
It bothered me, bro. It bothered me.
I'm Wakandan out. I done talked about this movie so much already. I agree with you, Kimberly. We got short chains of Wakandanness. I wanted to see more
Wakandanness. I like that, Ian.
Me too. But what also bothered me was I thought Namor's motivation was kind of weak. Like, I understand that you're questioning the Queen and Shuri at the beginning of the movie. Like, hey, because of your son opened up the borders, that's causing people to snoop around my domain. I don't like that. You got to chill out. But when he's talking to Shuri in their little fortress of solitude, it's like, oh, it's not just about the, Shuri, I want to burn down the world. I'm like, that's I don't buy that at all, because the only time he had only reasoning he would have is hundreds of years ago when he was about to bury his mother, and the settlers was coming in and slaving his people. So you've been holding on to that anger for 400 or 500 years, and now you just want to burn down. That was just kind of weird to me. How do you feel about that?
I kind of disagree with you.
Okay.
Hi girl, hey girl, hey.
What are your thoughts of the movie, Tyra?
I know, Tyra. First of all, where you at? Like, I need another girl. Like, where you at? I disagree with you, but I see where you're coming from.
Okay.
I disagree with you because you have these people. You have these people that are very special to him. This is his family. The bloodline of these people are directly from his immediate family, his mother. He's old. He's an old guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he is the grandfather of his people. He was there, shortly after the beginning. So the people he's talking to now are not as old as him. So I would have liked them to touch. They did touch on it a little bit, but I would have liked them to touch on it more about how old he was. Because I believe this happened in 1541. Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm.
Is that year also from the year from Predator? Anyway, that was a missed opportunity to really talk about how old he was. And during the montage, I know they showed him as a kid when that colonizer, named him Namor. But then they should have continued the montage as he talked about why he cared about his people. You should have showed me him as a teenager. You should have showed him then as an adult with some stuff in the background that I could tell this is now the 1800s. I can tell it's the 60s. You should have, or whatever. You should have showed the time that he has spent with his people. That would have made it more impactful for him to say, you see all this that I've built? I'm not about to let you keep me from killing the scientists so that I don't get more people drilling. That would have drove home the point of, this is why I'm upset. This is why I'm coming after you. This is why, hey, because if he would have said, Shuri, I like you, that would have been a perfectly great line, because I could genuinely tell that Namor genuinely respected Shuri. He didn't disrespect her.
Right. True. 100%. I do like that.
Her.
Yeah, he did.
And I think he would have even said, you know what? I like you. I really do like you. But this is what I have to do.
Right.
They missed a little bit more montage. And like I said at the beginning of our review, Brandon, give me 60 more seconds of the history of the Talokan people. Just
got a lot
400.
more.
Someone said 481 years old.
Right. 481.
Yeah. Give me 60 more seconds of his history with his people and how he loved them. Maybe show a love interest that he had getting killed by divers. Maybe show him swimming along with his friends and have a submarine drop on their head. So he's like, this is why I hate technology, and this is why I hate the surface people. Just give me a scene where there's a little bit more at stake,
100%, man. 100%. It's just another missed opportunity. I feel like they put 7 movies in one. Tyra, yes, we do want to know. We do.
Y'all want to know my thoughts, Tyra?
Yes, we do.
Me and Brandon have not agreed on a whole lot during this whole time. So you're either on one of our side or the other. But I would have actually.
I thought we do though. I thought we agree more than.
I think we agreed on a lot, but we didn't agree on everything.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
But the thing is,
I respect your criticisms.
I respect your criticisms too. That I don't think you haven't said anything where I'm like, man, you tripping. Now, Larry, sometimes I'd be on with Larry and I'm like, Alfred. I'm not gonna talk crap. Larry's cool. But I disagree more with him than anybody. But on
I
a
got
lot.
you. Okay.
But I love him and I miss him and I wish he was on this thing. Hi Larry. I hope you're doing great. But overall, Brandon,
Yeah, what are your final thoughts?
my final thoughts
And think hard. I want to make sure you got everything off your chest.
Yeah, bro. No, like I've really thought about this, and my final thoughts are the moment, not the moment, but when once they realized, and Marvel said, "Look, this is horrible that this has happened. That we have lost our Black Panther, we have lost our T'Challa." But then they said, "Look, there's a lot of contracts, there's a lot of legal stuff, there's other movies that are already shot in place where, like, if this movie doesn't happen, we act like nothing will make sense in the other one. Like, we actually, guys, we have to make the sequel. We can't wait any longer." I get that. At that moment where they were like, "All right, we got to get number 2 in motion." Oh, you might know something I don't.
But keep going.
Am I wrong? No, I want to hear it.
Eman dropped his interview that he had today with Namor, the producer.
Oh, he dropped it. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And also, guys, there's a link to it in the description box of this video.
I heard him talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Namor said that Disney didn't require them to make a movie, a sequel. They was like, do what you want to do. And so,
really,
yeah, if you want to check out Eman's full interview, it's in the description box of this video. So,
Eman, I'm going to check that out, because you know what? If that, then my apologies, I'm mistaken. No, but it's cool. In that case, you guys should have waited 2 more years. You should have waited 2 more years.
Yes.
Because when look, when you lose someone, it'll never not hurt.
True.
Ever. But the shock will wear off. The shock will wear off, and grief will have processed itself through so many more cycles to be able to have a clearer vision. In that case, since that's true, you should have waited 2 more years, guys. But with that said, since you did choose to do it now, the writers you allowed in the room, which I know Ryan Coogler, also Robert Cole. I'm reading here. There were other people that must have had input. I don't know that they were as careful as they should have been in terms of who they allowed to have input and how much weight they gave to that person's input, because I feel like there were better choices here that got sidelined because someone said, "You know what would be cool?" And I think those choices, or maybe it was just Ryan Coogler and the other writer, those moments needed more time for you to sleep on it and wake up the next morning and go, "You know, I had this stupid idea that we should kill Ramonda." Like,
yeah,
that should have been something that you woke up the next day and said that would have been dumb. But instead, you wrote it in. That was a huge mistake, guys.
Huge.
That was it. In the writing, that was just a huge mistake. Valentina, that's my girl. Love the purple hair. I love her. I could have had her in a post-credit scene. I could have had her way less time. Ross, I'm fine with him being there. Just there should have been some changes in the writing. The action was on point. The Dora Milaje was fantastic, as they ought to be. You didn't take anything from them. M'Baku needed more time. He needed a little bit more to do, more to say. When talking about Wakandan technology and the country, you 100% missed an opportunity to show us the toys of Wakanda. Is there a little bracelet that turns into a sword? I mean, we already know that the spear is in a little thing like this and then comes out. You missed an opportunity to show us what Queen Ramonda said in the first one. Show them who you are. That's what I say to the writers. Wakandan technology. Why didn't you show us who you are?
Right.
Why?
100%.
Why did you miss this opportunity? Goodness gracious. Nakia was fine. The baby, okay, we're doing that. I'm okay with that. the best thing I love about this movie is the evolution of grief that you showed through Shuri, because Shuri was such a fun, loving, sweet girl, and you really gave a realistic depiction of just how close we can come to being villains. And the lesson we should all take is going through grief, because we're all going to face it, is that everyone that's going through grief, me as a believer, like I said, I've sat on my bed with my Bible, and it took me a minute to open it up because I was so mad. But I found my faith. I decided to push forward and go, you know what, God, you're you and I'm me. So I'm going to move forth with you. I'm not going to lose my faith. We're all going to face that moment where you could lose your faith, you can turn into a monster or not. And this movie did a great job of showing Shuri's journey with that even through her subconscious, she was fighting the desire to completely give up all hope. And the most wonderful thing from this film is that she didn't lose hope. If I were to give it a score out of a 10, it got a solid 6.5.
Okay. Kim, it's funny that you just said that at first you was like, yeah, we didn't agree on a lot of stuff. I gave it the exact same rating you do.
You did. See,
6.5 out of 10. I love it. 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 Before I give my thoughts, I want to see what Struggle is saying real quick. I'm thinking about it because a lot of people are walking on eggshells out of respect, but you can still be respectful and criticize. Wakanda took a back seat here to usher in everything else I expect more. Tyra, it sounds like you agree with us.
Tyra,
we didn't love this movie.
Girl, you're not wrong.
I was highly disappointed with this movie, but I give it a 6.5 out of 10. And also, real quick, guys, I did hear from Larry, and unfortunately, what did you think? What did you think the second and third? I'm talking to him right now.
Oh, you are Larry. Hi, Larry.
Yeah, we DMing each other. Unfortunately, he will not be able to make it today because he didn't see the movie yet. he decided not to. For
Larry.
some of the reasons that we're talking about. So, maybe, damn, Larry, I want to hear your thoughts.
Larry, I was actually looking forward to some healthy debate because I knew he would have something to say.
I was like, this is going to be the funnest live I've ever had in my life. You know what I'm saying? But no, he got his reasons. That's cool. But Larry, if you're watching, if you see this, if you do see the film, man, we gotta jump on camera, man. I would love to hear your thoughts. I was actually looking forward to it. But the thing that pissed me off about this movie is killing the queen. That's just damn near unforgivable to me. Also, I mean, the way they handled the funeral was lovely for Chadwick, but some of the lines of dialogue were a little bit too close to home for me. I thought that this was an overstuffed, overbloated. I did enjoy the first act tremendously, but looking back at it, they tried to shove in too much. And they should have had that Namor should have had his own origin story or movie like Black Panther. Riri shouldn't have popped up into her own Disney Plus series because her and then Aneka got in the way of M'Baku. They should have had more screen time. And Wakanda took a back seat as well. And like I just said, I also thought Namor's motivation was weak. And the ending battle was cool. I like the action in the beginning, but those are just my reasons. It's probably some more, but it slipped my mind right now. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unless Kim has anything else to say, that is going to wrap it up for part 3 of our Black Panther Wakanda Forever spoilers review. Again, on Thursday, I did part 1 with Elliot and Eman. Y'all can go check that out. Also, I did part 2 with my homeboy Malcolm that I started my channel with. And now I'm doing it with the great Kimberly for number 3. If you want to know my first initial reaction straight out of the theater, that's on my channel as well. Here is my full non-spoilery review, but it's possibly no point of watching that since you watched this, but you can if you just still want to help your boy out. Also, Danielle Deadwyler is going to be competing with Angela Bassett for an Oscar this year. I think Danielle Deadwyler gets it, but check out my review for Till because she was good in that movie and so was Angela Bassett in this movie. And if this is your first time here, we do these spoiler discussions all the time. Look at it. This is some of the past work we have I have on my channel. I also have a trailer reaction for Tariq Nasheed's latest film, American Maroon, and also Wendell and Wild reviews on my channel too. And if you want an audio only version of this, it is on it's in the description box of this video. It will be on SoundCloud and also all of these lovely platforms right here. Again, if you love what me and Miss Kim had to say, you can follow both of us on social media. Our handles are on the screen. Her information is in the description box of this video. And like always, she is locked in on my channel tab right there smack dab in the middle. You can follow her on here on YouTube. Here's her channel, or on Instagram. Like I said, her handle is on the screen. Kim, do you have anything else that you want to say real quick?
The last thing I want to say is, you guys remember back in the day when Facebook was like new and people would share stuff all the time, but then old people took it over, so nobody does that anymore. Share Brandon's videos. Share them with your friends. You know you're going to get together with friends during the holidays. There's going to be conversations. Well, let's see what Brandon has to say. Let me share this video with you. There's so many reasons to share the videos, you guys. Share it on your social media. You can go to my Instagram right now. I have posted, I'm going to post again, that you can catch this spoiler discussion. Share the Just My Opinion page. Go to Brandon's Instagram and repost onto your stories so your friends go, Just My Opinion? What's that? Make the community bigger. I think Brandon's created a really wonderful platform for people to disagree with one another in such a beautiful way and agree with one another in such a celebratory, wonderful, this is like the best platform. This is wonderful. You guys, reshare the stuff on Instagram, share it on Facebook, click the share button on the YouTube, subscribe, hit a thumbs up. Nobody should leave here without hitting a thumbs up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to everyone who watched. And Brandon, thank you once again for giving me an opportunity to talk about my favorite things.
Of course. You're very welcome. I love to have her. You're welcome back anytime. We got to shout out Sharronda real quick. I almost forgot she has something coming up too, but I didn't make it to 42,000 by the end of the stream. I'm at 41,714. But if this is your first time here, again, please subscribe. I almost forgot this last super chat that we have right here. So thank you very much for that as well. Yes! Yes! How is it that Killmonger dies from a stab wound from a knife and dies, but Shuri takes a whole spear through the torso and she doesn't skip a beat? Man, you're nailing it. That is a good point, because Killmonger had the heart-shaped herb too.
And she doesn't bleed.
She doesn't bleed. Yeah. So good job, Ade, if I'm pronouncing it, Ade Asuyi. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it. And guys, in about 28 minutes, your girl Sharronda Williams with Pay or Wait is going live. It's going to be 7 p.m. CST to be exact. She is going to be going live with our boy Elliot from Movie Files. I'm pretty sure they're going to have an epic discussion. I'm going to give me something to eat. And then I'm gonna after this is done, and then tune in. Here you go. Look at her face. Look at his face.
Oh,
what are they gonna talk about?
now.
You know what I'm saying? And so, Sharronda, I hope you entertain us, ma'am. I hope let me give it a thumbs up.
There you go. That's how you do it, guys. You hit it.
It
gives a thumbs up. That's how you do it.
Let me do some thumbs up right here. This is how you help out everybody. Yes, we thumbs up over here. And so, Sharronda, Elliot, y'all better, all right now. You know, I'm passing the torch. And again, check out what's his name? I'm sorry, Emmanuel. Eman. Check out his interview with Namor.
That's where I'm headed right after this. I can't wait to see it.
Yes. Oh, he posted another thing today too. So Black Panther Wakanda Forever, people. So he got an interview on TV, people, and also 17-minute interview right here with Nate Moore. So check it out, guys. But guys, again, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, that's Kim, and that's Just Our Opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.
save T'Challa. We need a recast, chat would agree, and I truly believe that. Stories untold, I pray that we get to unfold. Don't kill him, we don't need to see that. A black man is king, I think that it's crucial. If not for the grown-ups, the kids should move you. Representation, let it multiply. Stop telling the stories how legacies die. We can explore the world of Wakanda by addition and not replacement. 1.3 billion, how was that? And I'm making a statement. Being pigeonholed to a role like there could be only one is deflating. Man, it's a mindset that ain't died yet, cause the lack of seeing our faces. Shuri can be the queen of the nation. Women should feast, we want elevation. Now wouldn't it be dope if they rose up together without doing something as cold as erasing them? We got respect for Ryan and Nate. They doing their best, they stuck in the middle, but I hope they think about what is at stake. Don't rush it, but please let the saga continue. Doubling down on Black Death is a trope we no longer want to handle. Wakanda forever, T'Challa forever. It's never been about the man, so what is we saying? This ain't about Phantom and getting my way. It's all for the love, it's not for the hate. No matter what people are trying to say, we cast T'Challa. We cast T'Challa.